Hey everybody, it's me, your buddy, DShow. I know what you're probably thinking. Sandtide, who are you? And what are you doing here? Well, you probably might know me from the hit adventure Out of the Abyss, or the hit D&D movie Honor Among Thieves. Now, I heard some very mean things whilst the movie came out, and from a lot of you players who played the adventure. Like, man, he's fat. Or, that's a tubby dragon. Thanks, Michelle Rodriguez. My point is, I am on the road of self-improvement. I'm going to lose the weight. I'm going to commit more atrocities, just so that way I can lose the weight. And I'm going to become the dragon I was always meant to be. And you guys are joining the journey along with me. So, thank you all, and let's get into the show.
Happy Halloween, everybody!
Happy Halloween, everyone!
Happy Halloween!
Hi, everyone! It's me, your Shen. Welcome back to DShow, where I bring together several friends from across the internet to play on a D&D live stream show, or D&D show. I've enjoyed doing this little bit. Thank you, Kendra, for sending me this wonderful dragon Kigurumi.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. It was so much fun to find.
Oh, it was so good.
I told you guys I would try and make you laugh for an opening bit, and I'm glad it happened.
I had to lean away from my mic.
No, laugh in your mic. Everybody, please laugh it out. You know, I want to hear your reactions.
Is this going to be the entire short?
I really hope so.
Oh god, it's like being cursed to do uwu voice for spells.
I mean, I could do that. I don't think y'all would be very appreciative.
I don't think I'd be able to breathe at the end of that episode.
Okay, so before we begin to lose track again for this game, for the 8 millionth time, I do have a couple of announcements. The release of content, of course, anything that is generally released every single week. We do have all of our VODs uploaded directly onto YouTube, starting at 9 a.m. or 12 p.m. Pacific and Eastern Time. If you guys are interested in catching some of the wonderful little tidbits that happen from our show, please either you're subscribed to YouTube already, or you can find us over at TikTok, to which that is the platform that Kendra runs.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness gracious. Let's see, what else? Also, on top of that, we have our podcasts that are released at 6 a.m., 9 a.m. Pacific Eastern Standard Time. If you want to catch only the audio version of our podcast, quite luckily, we are going to be a little bit more fluent with that. I make sure to upload them a week ahead over on the Patreon, and also on our wonderful platforms, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts, respectively. So if you want to just catch the audio versions of our games, there you go. What else? Am I missing anything else for releasing stuff?
I don't think so.
Any new content in the works?
I suppose with this episode, I imagine the Kisasutai Paladin has already released. Blue, we gotta get I think we still have to finish out the artwork for that, but I don't imagine that being too complicated.
I hope not.
Yeah. I mean, it's samurai paladins, so.
No, I know.
Yeah,
just
very light.
My commission's closed up immediately, so it's just I gotta figure out my workload. That's all it is.
Okay. Yeah, we'll figure it out. What else? Which means that I guess the next month is the release of the Ritter Magus for Sorcerers. I'm coming out with the Sorcerer's Origin, so keep your eyes open for that, as I've been kind of playtesting it on our home game.
Yeah.
I do have a congratulations to hand out to our wonderful friends over at the Loading Crew, who ran a very successful Kickstarter for their waifu source book. So a complete hand guide to waifus, which will be available, I believe, next year. To which I just want to, give a shout out to Stuart and the whole crew from Loading Crew that did that successfully and also completely independently. So, congratulations, you guys. You're absolutely amazing. All right. Anything else? Before I forget.
No.
All right.
No?
No? All right. Also, I don't want to forget this. And, there we go. Alrighty. That being said, let us get...
That's got me wondering. You messing with your phone like that makes me wonder how big a phone must be for a dragon to use it.
Jeez.
It's just like this giant granite tablet. I can 5G on this. Okay. So, with that being said, where we had last left off.
If you're playing music, I don't hear it.
Be a bit...
Agreed, I don't hear any music. Technical difficulties, da 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 da.
Ah, that's why. A little bit better?
Yeah, and you just gotta turn it up a little bit and you're good. There you go.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
It's all good.
So, where we had last left off. As our adventurers, the Astral Corsairs, make it to Winry's Island, to which they have quickly found it had been annexed and taken over by one of the admirals of Wallenstein, Averine Leoven. In an effort to free her people, which were quickly subjugated and put to work, as well as chased off, gained the assistance of a Samael Ishgari, and also begins to learn, as everyone comes to find, there's more history behind Hongwei and the people, or the Kwakanada people, as more of the mysteries become unveiled, and Winry gaining audience to Mumgrir. You all faced off against the Admiral, and as you fought tirelessly and painfully, managing to finally defeat her on the beach side where she had gone to hunt for the lot of you. After quickly and swiftly defeating her and making your way back onto your ship, you all see that massive dinosaur you had awakened as it quickly removes many ships that had acted as a surrounding barrier of the island for its time before they were quickly chased away by a beast larger than a mountain, really. As a few hours pass, and you begin to see as that massive creature begins to settle into the ocean, you can see it slowly just, over the course of several hours, just walks around the island, making itself calmly known, but there's just this massive mountain still that sticks out of the ocean, and its long head kind of just like stays above the waves. As you all...
What a majestic creature.
Yeah. As you all are on the ship, Cotton and Holly, you notice that you feel the aches and pains of something. That poison from the dagger has still affected you as you gained a point of exhaustion.
Yeah, no, we're on the ground. We take a nap right here.
Yeah, it's nap time.
Yeah.
You guys, Holly and Cotton, you feel unending pain. It feels like a searing, hot pain from those stab wounds in which they had entered. And
I got stabbed in the chest, so this is heartburn
Yeah.
now. Okay.
And what's even worse, it's giving you violent shakes and an extreme level of nausea.
Oh. Damn, okay. It gonna be like that then.
It is a disease.
Yeah.
Or at least by the classification to D&D, it is basically you were poisoned violently.
Yeah. So your tank and your healer are kind of out for now.
I mean,
Just
Gave you the big
hanging
owies.
around off the edge of the ship in case we hurl.
Oh, she's just on the ground in a fetal position at this point. That's it. This is life now.
oh dear. Any magic that can fix this? Again,
Not any that I have.
We may be able to get like a tummy settling broth if we go back to the other halflings, but I can't see anything in the immediate though.
Okay, we should at least tell them what's gone on, and that they're safe.
Yeah, I think they would very much appreciate knowing that the island is reclaimed.
Alright. I mean, through your guys' effort, you begin to take note that you have gained victory and everyone's slowly making their way back into the main town. As you will make port, per se, you do notice the majority of the town has been torn apart. The chapel had been burned, and the amphitheater had been dismantled. Some of the homes are also burned and still a bit aflame, but astoundingly, the library has remained untouched, almost as if guarded by something.
It's a miracle. Well, overall, it's kind of a mess, but at least the library's still standing.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised about that.
Given it was their head of operations area, headquarters, that's the word I'm looking for. Given it was their headquarters, I imagine they wanted to keep it at least a little bit safe.
That person was throwing a tantrum. I would think that they would try to burn everything. Like, is there any signs of them attempting to burn it?
Make me an investigation check.
I rolled a natural 1.
It's a whole two
I mean-
baby.
No.
I mean, there are plenty of tools left around and stuff that would have probably indicated that they were attempting to burn down the whole town, but like nothing says like they were trying to light the library aflame.
I guess you're right. They could have just been avoiding burning down the library.
Well, in which case, should we go check it out? I mean, they might have left something behind in their hurry.
Okay, you can check it out.
Who'd like to go with
I
me?
mean, I'm coming with you. I think Holly and Cotton are needing rest. How about you, Rolai?
Yeah, I think we're gonna stay on the
I'll
ship.
stay here.
I'm just gonna stay on the ground.
I'll stay here in case they need a bucket,
Ah.
or more likely, prestidigitation.
That one. That's the one.
Yeah, you better keep a cold rag too.
Thank you, Roloi.
Ooh, prestidigitation's good for that too. God, what a good spell!
All right, well,
The
Cotton
perfect
just
spell.
Cotton just got
And
her
it's a
big ass
cantrip.
ears over her face. She's just, that's it. I'm gone.
Yeah.
well, you two get some rest, and Roloi, make sure that they don't get any sicker.
Do my
I
best.
suppose it's you and me, Captain. Let's go.
Don't
Alright.
die.
As the two of you make your way through, and you're kind of wading through some of the halflings that are kind of making efforts to not only put out some of the smolder, but also definitely saddened by what had been left. As the two of you enter into the library, you see whatever was the attempt to kind of clear out what they wanted to clear out was cleared out. A lot of the books that had been collected and remained here are still here. But there is particular knowledge you were looking for, Winry. Thus is the reason why you wanted to come home.
I'm gonna need a reminder on that. That was a long time ago.
About 4 sessions ago.
4 sessions is a month, sir.
Yeah, I know. Let's see. I believe you had some questions pertaining about Wyndiya. Some of that history as well, especially from what you had learned in the Dead Men's Dive. Let's see. I think that's pretty much as far as things kind of go. Is there anything else that you would like to know history-wise amongst
I think the other one was we're going to try to look up anything we can about the Sandtide.
Yes.
Right. That's right. Now I remember where we were at. All right. So once upon a time, for those of you listening, the Sandtide was mentioned as an old ship. So back into character. Let me see. We probably might have something over here. I'm gonna start with S, both for ships and for Sandtide. We'll see.
All right. Let's see. Passive history. Make me a history check with advantage, because this is the library that you're very familiar with, so you would know.
Okie dokie. Alright, that first one's there. I'm gonna take that 22.
22. Alright, so looking up about the information for the Sandtide is arduous. At a certain point, as you're going through all the books with S in it and all the information, the appendixes, any information in particular. Finally, there is a book. Old, barely maintained, and it's obviously rough from these centuries that have passed with it. But there is a passage in one of these books that does talk about the ship known as Sandtide. As far as people were aware and what the information had told, the Sandtide was built by what is known as the Dawn Rite. The Dawn Rite is an ancient and highly intelligent vault that is protected by the gods. The Sandtide was supposed to act as a flow, a system that allowed it to ride the sands of time. Unfortunately, it was locked away by the Titans that have built a old country known as Wyndiya. And thus, in their efforts to hiding the Sandtide, they hid themselves. And subsequently, they disappeared without a word several centuries ago. And now are lost to time itself, I suppose. But
Well,
yeah.
I suppose the next logical search is off to W, see what we can find of Wyndiya.
Looking up the information for Wyndiya, and I'm still keeping your 22 for this. There's a lot of information about Wyndiya, actually, given your people's connection to it, strangely enough. During the, I would say, ancient days for Mumgrir, he had spoken to many of the giants and one of the titans that had created Wyndiya, and an agreement had been made in accord of as a meaning to bring peace. Like, if you don't bother us, we will not bother you. The reasoning behind that has not been noted as to why. Apparently there would have been this massive breakout fight, and it was stopped due to diplomacy. As far as the last time the crest that had given the ability to enter Wyndiya, as kind of like this diplomatic gift, you have this crest, and we will respect and honor our agreement. And you may come see us whenever you wish to update. Pretty much this crest was hidden away somewhere within the country of Yimnin.
Well, that gives us a direction, I suppose. Captain, is there anything else you want to check out while we're here? I mean, sure, the library is primarily stuff on history with my people, but there may be something interesting here for you.
Most of it's written in Halfling, so.
Well, true. I forgot about that. I think we've got some common stuff over here.
Oh, I need to rectify something, a bit of a mistake I made a couple of sessions ago.
Okay.
This has something to do with you, Ray, because I know that you are proficient in smithing tools.
Yes.
So, that ore I should have given you advantage for.
Oh, okay.
So, make me an Arcana or a History check with advantage.
Okay. Let me see. History or Arcana, they're both the same. So I will go with Arcana, advantage, roll. I'll go with that 20.
Alrighty. So, being in the library now and kind of getting a general understanding, you notice that there is a piece of ore that was left behind. The same one that was detailed from earlier. The stuff that was being processed. It is known as an ancient material called orichalcum. This stuff is capable of taking in magic super easy. And magical artifacts or making magical items is such a big deal. Trying to do it with mithril is a elven tactic. Trying to do it with adamantine is nigh impossible unless you are a skilled magus. But orichalcum, if you have plenty of it and manage to process it down to its finite bars, this stuff can take in magic with no problem whatsoever. The problem is that when forging it, this shit will explode.
Okay.
If you are not careful. So pretty much in layman's terms, if you roll a natural 1 trying to smith with orichalcum, it will explode. And it will not be nice about it. So trying to refine this in its purity is the easy part, but forging it is the hard part.
Mirad's just like, because he's a risk taker. He's like, It's like I could do it. I bet I could do it. Like he's telling himself.
Listen, if you're gonna play around with this stuff, I beg you, not on the ship.
Oh no, of course not. Never on the ship.
Oh, thank you.
It'll be in someone else's house with someone else's equipment. Just in case. But I have confidence in myself enough. Let's see.
And that's what worries me.
It will explode.
It will explode. Okay.
But yeah, that's. But yeah, you now have a general understanding of what that stuff was. Anything else that you guys are looking for here?
Any maps that they might have left behind, or like plans of like where they were digging, and stuff like that. I'm sure we could ask any of the people that were captive earlier, more details on like where they were digging. But other than that, not sure what other questions I might have had other than maps and
So as far as the maps that militarily would have been something that they kept on their ships, as for excavation sites, there are a handful, given the information of both mining and processing. There was something about them bringing their own orichalcum here, mainly because sake of safety.
Mm-hmm.
Why do it in the homeland when you could do it in an island that nobody knows about?
Gotcha.
But there were probably a number of excavation sites that were looked upon here. Yeah, as far as that goes. I mean, there's also more information if you want to learn anything about the gods, if you want to learn anything about certain things for certain nations.
Yeah, I'll take a look at anything that does with certain nations, since Mirad will have to educate himself a little bit further on all those kind of politics stuff now that he is in a position where he has to actually pay attention to that.
So, to catch you up on world history, as you guys are going through much of it, here are the top, 5 things that you will know. First thing, Excelsium has had a long history of starting fights with other people that they do not win. And more often than not, it has caused them more trouble than what it was worth. And their first sultan is the reason why the entirety of that nation is a desert.
Soft.
Number 2. Alernon, home of Aurario, Vale, and various other city-states. Whilst that they do have a capital, they do not control a majority of the entirety of this barren, not really barren, but large grasslands that make up a majority of its nation. It's also where a huge chunk of its land had been pretty much torn out from its land and created what we knew as Lumeria some 5,000 years ago, now known as the Adamantine Bastion because of the heroes of the Old Age. And it's generally a very peaceful country. They will fight back, but they more than often than not prefer to handle their own personal affairs more than everyone else. And so they take care of their city-states equally amongst each other. Anytime that somebody starts causing any problems, they prefer to handle things diplomatically first. That usually doesn't get the result that they want, but that's the world. Let's see. Yimnin is a country that prefers to isolate itself for the most part, given its history from its old emperor trying to become an undying king, thus creating the system that they have of the four houses. Mm-hmm. These four houses each represent the duties of the country itself. So basically, military efforts, diplomatic efforts, retaining leadership over the entirety of the nation, and also being representatives of their own people. So there are a lot of complicated interworkings with their politics and the way that their system works. You also know that Yimnin is, in some of its history as it was described, that the goddess of death that people know as the Raven Queen originated here before she ascended to godhood. And thus why most of her shrines can be found there.
Shout out to the Raven Queen.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You also would come to learn that Faveris, where it is the leading enclave of most elves, as these are where mostly high elves come from. While it is a cold and barren land, it is still extremely thriving within their cities and castles, and the way that they function through the weather is an advanced form of magic, and their closeness to it thanks to what lingers within the Western Tundra, to which, subsequently, neither tundra has ever been fully explored. Those who have ever tried to brave the tundras have said that it is impossible to get to its center or have died trying.
AKA, it is very, 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 very cold.
Yeah. There are those who believe that there are true ancient secrets that dwell in the tundras, but nobody is able to get there due to its extreme temperature.
Gotcha.
Lastly, Wallenstein. In more recent years, especially the past 50 years, their behavior has dramatically shifted to isolation, to having a place on the world stage. Given that they've spent about 100 years rebuilding, and then the next 50 years were basically fighting the war with Tiamat, to fighting to fighting the war with the Lumerians, and then with all the efforts that were left behind by the Cliffs of Thalia, did they ask for the reparations that they were owed due to the old contracts and the agreements that were made in order to keep the nations at peace and to prevent war. In the past 25 years, the Greater Wallenstein had killed one of the five house leaders and started this massive all-out war. More recently, you would come to find that the individual known as Samael Ishgari is currently the head of that house, and there is probably something personal going on there, but as far as everyone knows, there is this war that has been trying to consume the last uncontrolled bits of its southern part of the nation.
I think you left out Hollingrad otherwise.
Hollingrad has not changed in
Nah, I figured.
thousands of years. Hollingrad had, as far as people would know about the history of Hollingrad, it is known as the Dark Continent. It is controlled mostly by the night, and everyone during the day is kind of subject to that. So there are massive, powerful families that represent the late hours of Hollingrad, and anytime that anyone that is not a creature of the night is found in its streets are often turned into a monster or are eaten by them.
Delightful.
Yeah, and that's just the way things have been for thousands of years. Nothing has changed because nobody can stop it. What happens when werewolf, vampires, and whatnot rule the night?
Gotcha.
Yep.
All right. Sorry, I'm like writing all this stuff down as fast as I can.
You got this. I have faith in you.
It's a lot of information.
All right. Good to know. I would probably have heard stories about Hollingrad.
Well, considering your wife is from there.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I mean.
All right. All the history that you wanted to find out about the countries?
Well, all the headlines that I possibly could.
Okay.
I might take a book on the road if there's anything that pertains Beltania, but I will take that. I'll read later.
There are a number of books, and considering that the Endless Gods were born during the time of the Feyvelmach, so the best way I can describe is that the prime deities, as you all know, are in the space before the Feyvelmach and before that. So there was about a couple years after Lemuria had disappeared, is this space of the rising of brand new deities to kind of fit certain spaces. And then before that are all the other prime deities. During the time of the Feyvelmach, all the Endless Gods. And you will find a nigh endless amount of documents here, given that Mumgrir had a very close acumen to those individuals that basically retained a fraction of divine magic that gave them their godlike positions.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna take a book or two.
Yep.
If I can.
Alright.
Well, far be it from me. I'm not the librarian.
Mira just puts it in his jacket pocket anyway.
Just
Wenry will squint, but she's just like, you better take good care of that.
Mira gives a thumbs up.
I don't think there's another copy.
yeah. Whilst over on the ship, there is the obvious sickness of the two has not gone down, and Roloi, you are cleaning up after these two frequently.
I have cast prestidigitation so many times.
I'm so sorry.
Does as a player, does lesser restoration do anything?
If it does.
I think it did. I did that in Veil.
It should.
It cures poison, I believe. The poison condition.
Uh,
I believe it also cures disease, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
But I don't have that spell.
I had that spell
And
as a
we're not there to
cleric,
catch it.
and I used it because we dealt with your favorite Connor, the Knuckle of E. Again.
Oh boy!
See.
Shit fucking hurt.
Mm-hmm.
It was big owies.
Lesser restoration. You touch a creature that can end either one disease, one condition, or one condition inflicting it. The condition can be blinded, deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned.
So both, technically.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
But no one has it, so...
Not at the moment. It would take...
I can prepare it after we sleep.
Yeah, Holly will have to sleep first.
If we can sleep, it causes pain, too.
Somebody just knock us out. Just hit us real hard.
Wenry does a light little bonk.
The one that hits hard is not doing so great, so...
I can cast sleep on you as well.
There you go. That'll do it.
Hold
I'll
still.
take
Don't resist.
Don't resist.
I mean, it beats casting Prestidigitation every 10 minutes.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Your body...
Unless they throw up in their sleep.
Then there's another problem.
What?
That's a
Just
different
tilt me on my
problem.
side.
Hmm?
Just tilt me on my side.
Make sure that the vomit doesn't drown you.
Yeah.
Rather grim, but entirely possible.
Humanoid bodies are astoundingly resilient and at the same time remarkably fragile.
Yes.
It is incredibly easy to die.
Mira,
Don't I know
It doesn't
that?
take much.
All right.
Thanks, by the way, for not letting me die, Roloy.
Now, why would I do that?
He asked a good question.
Listen,
Yeah.
Roloy is a very valuable player, and will remember who he is and what he does. Correct, Captain Murad?
right.
While you
I
guys are
didn't
like
forget
rowing
his
on your
name.
boat on the way back.
I never forgot his name. I just realized we had a wizard. I don't know much about magic.
Oh, wizard!
And
A
Wenry proceeds to
wizard.
just
No.
Wenry just proceeds to make sparks out of her hand. I can make magic too, but I'm not a wizard. I'm a
I know.
sorceress.
I don't know much about magic. I get them mixed up.
Pew 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 pew.
I'm trying to stress that I don't know much about magic.
Wizard have books, sorcerers just have it in their blood.
All right. As you all reconvene back onto the ship with the information and knowledge that you have.
Oh, real quick. Wenry would not want to go back onto the ship without making sure her parents are at least okay.
They would be back in town by this time. As Murad, you go and head off to prepare the rowboat.
Yeah.
Also, Sam, is he good?
Yeah.
Yeah, Sam too.
Sam has returned along with Winry's parents. As the three stand there, you can see that there is a little heartbreak, but also a little pride between it all. As you see, as your father looks around. Spent most of our lives building this place and protecting it. I think now would be a good time to refresh the old place, I suppose.
Sure wouldn't hurt. Also, you may want to, I don't know where the plesiosaurs are, but you may want to try to fetch them at some point.
We'll send out some wave riders and see what we can get our hands on. In the meantime,
Yeah.
Meantime, a rather large ally seems to be acting as a new guardian, I suppose.
Yeah. Speaking of, we do still have the drum aboard the Nightwish. I know that it would serve best here, so would you want me to bring that back? I can make a special trip.
As your mother steps over, I think it's exactly where it needs to be. considering that it was just under a building for Monger knows how long, I think it's better left in the hands of those who might just use it.
Well, then I will be sure to use it wisely.
As Samael steps over, as far as everything else, I imagine that since you chased away at least Volenston and their navy, I can assure you that you're going to make a name for yourselves.
That reminds me. We did chase away their navy. Do you need a ride back to land?
No, I think I got that covered. As...
Wenry is very confused, just like, how?
I'll show you my trick in a moment. But I wanted to come back and at least offer an opportunity if you might bring it up with your captain and crew.
And this opportunity is?
Something that can make you a lot of gold.
Eyebrows go up.
Do like that.
I'm listening.
I currently have a weapon shipment coming out of Hollengrad. However, the shipment has been delayed. Either by happenstance or by forces unknown. If your crew manages to get me that weapon shipment back into the Cliffs of Thalia, I'll gladly pay you a 5,000 gold sum.
That is a very generous offer. I will certainly pose it to my captain and we will see what he says.
I look forward to it.
And let me just note this down before I forget it. Okay.
Oh.
Well, in which case then, I suppose I should take a step back while you do your trick, Mr. Ishgari?
Right. As he puts some space between the lot of you and he looks back. Thank you. Again. Even though I know I helped you guys out just as much as you helped me. I appreciate what you've done here.
Well,
As
it may have turned into a little bit of a mess when he gestures to the state of things. At least everyone is, well, most everyone is okay.
if you ever need a friend or an ally, just look for an Ishgari. As he draws out the blade, this intricate and strange-looking sword, as he cuts into the air twice, as a massive gate opens, and you can see on the other side what looks like to be this city overseeing the sea. As he just steps through and he looks back, he shakes his head one last time before the gate closes.
Now that is a neat trick.
He could do that the whole fucking time?
You're not there.
It's echoing
He
across from
shouts
Bay.
across the sea.
His eyes see.
there with-
Oh,
When he returns to the boat, what are you doing? Looking at us through a telescope?
Yep.
I mean, this
Thumbs up.
It's mainly a one-way gate for him.
Well, I suppose that's that then.
See, as
Gosh, is there anything else that I can do here?
as far as what you might be able to take care of, pretty much the threat is gone. They'll have to rebuild, but there is a sense of realization that the Kwakanada people might need to re-enter the world soon.
Well, Mama, Papa, the world is out there. I know I'm heading out to go see it again. And honestly, I really hope to see one of us out there again, too. I'm sure Mungrer would be proud to see us adventuring again.
You see as mother and father smile, they come over and just wrap their arms around you.
Big hug, too tight.
You can see as your father looks at you. Just be safe out there.
You've seen my friends.
I have.
I'm in very good hands with them.
It doesn't mean we're not going to worry, though.
Of course, you're my parents. You're supposed to worry, but just know that I'm not going to walk into this blindly.
Okay, well. As they kind of just like hold your hand just a bit as you begin to walk away, you can feel them kind of reach out a bit before finally letting go. This time with a bit more confidence. As you get onto the small rowboat and begin to look back at the town, you see slowly these many halflings who have built this town before will rebuild it again. Hopefully, by the end of year, it will have grown into something new. Something bigger. As...
Well, Captain, we will need to make another trip back at some point. If anything, the Nightwish has a safe harbor here.
That's good to hear.
As you guys finally get back onto the ship, the other sick two are still sick.
Unless Reloy knocked us out, at least with the sleep spell.
Help them finally get their rest as they're currently going through a very heavy sweating part of the sickness. The sickness.
It's up to you.
The sickness.
Reloy, do you need a hand? Here, let me help you out.
Mirad picks up Cotton and makes sure that they are nice and tucked in with a bucket if they still need it. They aren't unfamiliar with this. They remember an experience similar. So.
Yep. All right. As you guys are still anchored to the sea for the time being, and the night finally comes, all of you can take a long rest, but I need Holly and Cotton to make me another Constitution saving throw.
Con save. Alright, let's go. Hey, 17.
Nice.
Alright.
22 for me.
Okay.
Hey, very good.
You do not gain another point of exhaustion, and you overcome the disease as sleeping is what it was that you really needed.
Are we getting rid of the poisoned or exhaustion?
You are no longer poisoned, but you still have that exhaustion from earlier.
Okay.
That lasts until your next long rest. Yeah.
But you
still
didn't
had to
gain a
make the
second
save.
one.
Yeah.
Thank fuck.
By the morning time, Holly and Cotton, you both feel like it's like a hangover, if that makes sense. You can definitely tell your livers were doing a lot of work.
Yeah. Except there was no fun part about it. It was just stab and now you're poisoned. Good. Okay.
Yeah.
That's nice.
As the day begins, you hear rumbling from that moving mountain that kind of just circles around the island. Excuse me. No. You hear the rumblings of giant beginning to echo towards all of you again. As Winry and Holly, as you begin to hear the words, I will hear the march of my brethren once more. We are far, but we remain ever sleeping. One beneath the lands of Alanon. One beneath the seas of Bordeaux. And one above the skies of Valdestan. Beware those titans. They will seek to destroy it all.
Well then. That is both ominous and fortuitous.
Yeah.
As you all begin to drag your anchors back up and head to the main deck, discuss among yourselves what your plans will be.
Well, we will need to probably make another pit stop at some point. But I suppose I can roll for I can do our heading. Are we heading to Yimnin right away? I don't think.
Well,
We're heading to Yimnin.
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 Oh, Yimnin.
It's where you're from, Holly.
Yep.
That, you do it all the time. You were just testing us.
well, for what I was able to find, there's this little crest of accessing Wyndiya and all that business, and then I believe it's somewhere in or around Yimnin. Unfortunately, it didn't give me an exact location, but it gave me a heading.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if you want to go there or wherever. You are the captain.
Did it say... It didn't say exactly where on Yimnin?
No, I didn't get much detail.
We could ask my mother.
You think she might know about one of these weird, mysterious crests that give you access to another world?
Yeah.
She knows more than me about a lot of things. I can't guarantee she'll know anything about it, but it's a place to start.
This is true.
I mean, we didn't know much about this mountain without asking your folks as well, so...
Even I didn't know anything about it. All I knew was an old story, and I didn't have details.
Out of character for 2 seconds, the Black Rose captain, she was asking for a person as well. Wasn't that tied to Wyndiya?
There was.
Aruna?
Yes, you're looking for an elf known as Orona.
Yeah.
They were last seen near the Oruvquo, or the Shion Sea, sorry.
Yeah. Cotton would kind of bring that up, that if we're looking for that, or that person, just keep in mind that unfortunately we've made a deal with that captain.
Mira, it's like the tips of his hair flicker a little bit brighter out of just annoyance, but it's like...
I'm not trying to annoy you,
Oh
I
no,
promise.
he's just
No, she's saying this on purpose because she sees the flare up, like, I'm not trying to make a dig at you.
Oh,
you
no.
would know if I was.
I know you're not. I just...
But she's... yeah.
I think of her face and I really want to punch it.
Does your pride hurt that bad?
I'm annoyed that my hospitality and they've sullied their crew's hospitality so easily without thought.
Don't let her get under your skin.
Don't worry,
real
she'll
quick,
get
I'm
hers.
so sorry. Real quick. I'm looking at the map now. Was it the Zaon Sea or the Visrian?
You guys are currently in the Viserian Sea, the Xi'an
Yeah.
Sea.
Xi'an.
Yeah.
My apologies.
That's closer to the eastern tundra.
Yeah, that's on the other side of the world right now.
Yeah.
So we should probably do a pit stop along the way. But we also have that request from our new friend, right?
Well,
Winray, did you mention that to the crew, or were you keeping it to yourself?
I imagine we're mentioning all that.
Okay.
I think both Cotton and Rolloy would also just have a concern about that. We were already a little on edge about, like, possibly, like, seeming like we're allied with Ishgari.
I mean,
we're supposed you gotta be careful.
yeah. We're not picking sides, we're just taking jobs.
Understood, but it can look that way. But I believe we should maybe take up Holly's agreement here. And you said your mother could help us out with this next step?
I said we could ask her. I don't know what she knows or doesn't know, but if it's in Yimnin, it's possible she has some idea.
Sounds like a good idea. I mean, we're still in the same area of Yimnin, so... in the right sea, anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I think that should be our best course of action if we are... basically making sure that we pick our routes carefully.
Besides, we also used quite a bit of our ammo, so we may have to restock on that.
Ah, yes.
Yeah. And we need healing potions.
Yes,
Yes,
we do.
we definitely all need to have healing potions on our person.
Just in
Potion.
case, you know?
Yeah. I'll try to work on my own recipes as well to see if I could try to cook something up as well to help with that. Just so we don't end up in a similar situation. But that should be while we are out at sea and on the road. Or on the seas. On the waves.
Alright. So, you guys are going to make your way to Yimnin.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, we've been wanting to do that, to be fair.
Yeah. Alrighty.
For a variety of reasons. Wink, wink.
All of you make the effort and begin the process of heading northward. Let's see here. As you raise your sails or drop sail and raise your anchor and begin the process of heading northward up the Viserian Sea. As a lot of you begin that process, so allow me to
Time to
roll
do
my-
ability checks at disadvantage, Kayla.
Yay!
Just a moment as I pull out my little notes here.
Why am I having so much trouble writing this name in the notes?
Which name?
Viserian.
Ugh. Hold on.
No, I mean, I got
Oh,
it, but
okay.
it's just like, dang. Could you spell these any weirder, Aaron?
He could.
I could.
That wasn't an invitation.
I mean, you asked.
Let's see. Ta-da.
And of course,
Okay.
during this entire adventure, Wenry is just admiring the old drum that is now mounted on the front of the ship.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Well, near the front.
So,
near the front. Excuse me.
As you lot begin to make your way towards the north, you begin to hit the line where you notice that the waves have begun to die out, and the winds do not blow in this area, as there is very light waves, but the notion is the day is pretty much gone for you as you're traveling northward. Kind of stuck at sea for about a day.
So, do we actually get rid of the exhaustion yet?
You do.
Yay!
Boy, it sure is lucky we have a magic ship that doesn't need wind to travel.
Yeah.
And as you spend pretty much an extra week and a day making your way northward, you begin to see that massive nation that lies within the west. You notice the large mountains that peek over, as well as their long, beautiful valleys, these beautiful trees that make up a majority of its coastline. And you head into, as far as many people would regard as the main port town within Yimnin, as you make your way to Bolba port. B-O-L-B-A. Bolba.
It's good to be near home.
What's it like around here?
We heard
What's that?
round here. We didn't hear the full thing, Kendra. I'm sorry.
Sorry. What's it like around here, Holly?
It's beautiful and a bit complicated, but more than anything, peaceful.
As you slowly begin to make your way into the port, you begin to get a general understanding of this this place. You can tell people are very efficient, very keen-eyed by this massive black ship that some people look at out of either explicit interest, or a couple of them recognize out of fear.
Here?
Holly, given your passive insight, you notice as you begin to make your way into port, you often hear a whisper of, "Is that the Blackwell?" And it begins to click to you that the most notable ship that has terrorized this nation, led by a woman that had once been a leader for this nation, also has a black ship known as the Blackwell, a pirate boat.
Yeah.
Spicy.
Makes sense.
So, we'll be better.
It might be a little tense when we make port.
I mean, it was pretty tense getting to the island, so.
Well, the difference
Yeah.
is the island, my island, Homegway, they knew about the Night Wish. This, we're still an unknown.
Well, what's worse is that we look like an enemy.
Well, we're gonna have to establish ourselves as not an enemy then.
Yes.
Yeah,
Very quickly.
very quickly.
Maybe it'll help to have a native of this area?
Maybe a white flag.
Holly? Maybe a
Yeah.
white flag? That would help?
Let's fly friendly colors, and I'll do my best to help navigate with the port master when we arrive.
Murad goes through his typical just like pirate traveling wares and just like pulls out a flag that is equivalent to a trade ship flag, just a generic one.
Okay. As you have it hung onto the ship, as you get close into port and you finally make your way into it, and you hit the docks, you can see that there is a small battalion.
Yeah, we kind of expected. Oh boy.
As you can see a line of soldiers make their way onto the decks, as you can see or hear a voice down below beckoning for you to drop a plank so that they may board.
Well, we've got nothing to hide, so...
Yeah.
Honest pirates.
We have been this whole time.
Who'd have thought?
Just- Yeah, let's just
Listen, honest pirates that can sow some mayhem when needed.
As you hear the faint steps as they finally make their way up top, you can see what is this calico-looking tabaxi man as he looks to all of you. Right, which one of you is the captain?
that'd be I.
Yes. Much apologies, it seems that we've made a mistake in misjudging your ship.
Understandable. The waters have been very peculiar lately.
We've also been hearing reports that a notable pirate crew has caused a decent level of trouble in the south. That wouldn't happen to have been you, would it?
That depends on the kind of trouble you've heard, sir.
I don't think it's the kind of trouble that we got in. No?
A small armada of Wallensteinian ships have been chased away back to the north, their tails between their legs.
No, last I heard there was a deity
yes,
that got
no.
really mad and started wreaking havoc on the people who are invading the island. At least that's what I heard.
Though it would go amiss that maybe there was a ship that helped them out.
We were helping the locals, yes. But we weren't, say, like, the main source of trouble. I think they were having more trouble with whatever creature that island summoned.
We had assumed that it was the black whale that was the source of that trouble, but it seems like our mistake was misgiven. As you begin to see as he waves his hand a bit, you notice that battalion begins to sparse back out into the city.
Can never be too
I must
careful.
apologize.
It's quite alright.
I would hope that you would forgive us for our obvious carefulness.
Your caution is well warranted.
So, what brings you to Bobaport?
It's a family visit, I believe.
Family.
And supply run.
Family and supply. We would hope that both as the nation of Yimnin and as well as the port itself, that we provide you all the amenities that you are of requiring. It is without to say that hopefully no trouble is caused.
Well, I hope that no trouble is needed to be caused. Like,
We don't intend to cause anything.
Yeah, absolutely not.
We are not legally culpable for any trouble that may or may not arise due to inactions not on our part.
By the way, this is our lawyer, Roloy.
I've upgraded from wizard to lawyer.
I mean, like,
Law
Powerful
magic.
sorcery indeed.
Fae folk typically work with most contracts, I believe.
Yo.
Right. That being said, you may refer to me as Captain Edigon. I will be here whenever the case that something might arise, should trouble end up finding you.
Okay.
Thank you, Captain.
But as you see, as he hops onto the plank and makes his way back into port, you get a feeling that the Blackwell has caused a unbelievable amount of fear within these people. It is probably something that Genoa is proud of in performing.
Would Holly, given that she was raised here, know of a particular, like maybe a sign of the Raven Queen or something that we could fly, just so that people are less scared of our ship?
While it's here.
There probably would be if it had if it was closer towards land. Unfortunately, whenever you fly a death goddess's flag anywhere, it is often regarded that you're bringing death with you.
Ruh-roh.
Fair.
Valid.
I think we're fine with the nondescript merchant flag for now.
Oh yeah, like Miraj's like, you kind of just as a Pirate 101, guys, always keep at least like 3 different trade ship things in your
passports.
All right. As you all make your way in, Holly, you would know that your home is deep inland of Yimnin. It would take you about a few days' travel to make it into what is known as the Forest of Spiritsu. It is your home. It is where the main temple and as well as where many of the mysterious creatures from beyond the realms often make crossroads here. But it will take a while, and the travel is often relatively easy. But you remember back in the day, you would travel multiple days to come out to the shores, give your prayers, and then return back home for a while, and then do it all over again.
Well, it might take us a couple of days, to get home. So we might want to pick up a couple of supplies for the road. It shouldn't be too dangerous in any way. The road is well traveled. I don't know if you guys want to stock the ship before we go to the temple or after.
Can we? As I don't think we did anything to kind of replenish our money last time.
You still have about 1,500 gold from when you were traveling to Homegway.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
I just wanted to ask before we go all this way, just to find out, like, shit, we're poor.
Yeah.
No.
During this point in time, you guys do regard the notion of getting some healing potions, as you get a couple of flasks of whatever potions that are available at the local shops here.
Absolutely.
One local shop has about 4 potions of regular healing. Those are about 50 gold pieces each. Then greater healing is about 100 gold pieces each, and then any superior healing is kind of out of stock. That stuff is hard to make.
Hard to make, and then very popular to grab.
Yeah.
Okay. How many? Okay, so I don't have in my notes how much gold we have again. Could you repeat
You said
that?
1,500.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I think it might be a wise decision for us to have a handful of these little ones.
Yes, definitely.
Just to top us off.
I hate to point out some possible caution. Mirad, I don't mean to annoy in any way, but I feel like I should stick to you in case anything should go wrong again. Seeing as we even ran into one of them back in Alernon, so...
I will... Yeah, we can stick together. Don't worry.
I don't want to be a damper. I am excited to be in Yimnin, but... now that I remember...
would try the food.
Hey, hey.
Exactly.
Hey, you're not a damper. No. He gives a little hug, hug squeeze. Just like, hey.
Aw, how cute.
Just the tail, just like... You know how, like, when a cat's just content, it's just that low wag?
Yeah.
Alright, so how many potions do we each want to hold?
How many are you
Before we get
buying?
going?
I think we should at least buy the 4 little ones, and then...
Yes.
How many of the big ones should we take?
How much do those heal for again?
Greater healing is 4d4. Plus
and
4.
regular one is 2d4 plus 2.
Yeah.
Okay. I do have my own spare change as well, so I'm gonna buy at least one of those
Greater.
the greater for myself.
Yeah, I'll give in 100 as well to get a superior. How many of the superior are available?
There are
No,
some
the
superior. There's only great.
Sorry.
That was me. That
there's-
was a miscalculation.
There is about 2 greater potions, given their usefulness around here.
However, Roloi, is there anything you want to look for scroll-wise?
Well, I'm not sure how much I can really afford.
True. But that wind ball really came in clutch.
Though I couldn't really add it to my spell book.
No. Just want to make sure you're also stocked up, just in case.
Let's go ahead and also get a healer's kit.
Yeah.
I don't have any skills with healer's kit. Would anyone find this more useful than myself?
You're asking if anybody has proficiency in medicine?
Yeah, out
I
of
do.
character, yeah.
I don't.
Holly does,
Yeah,
I know.
I don't
Yeah.
have any proficiency.
Okay, so Holly would be best.
I have proficiency and a +6.
Damn.
Because
Yeah.
we're using an improvised, out of character, we're using an improvised version of the healer's kit. It's a homebrew
You
variation,
can
so it does a lot more.
Yeah, you can
Okay.
find that information on the rules ruse section of the Discord. Sorry.
Okay. So we're getting
Ruse.
2 greater HP, and then
4 little ones.
4
So
healing.
about 400 gold pieces.
Okay, so
For
that leaves
all of it?
1,100 for food and anything for the guns.
Yeah, we'll need to restock the guns.
Yeah, because you guys used quite a bit of cannonballs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well placed, though.
Yes.
Well placed cannonballs, but cannonballs nonetheless.
Very well placed. One of them nailed a person.
Nailed the
It nailed
bitch.
2 people. I smell bitch on you.
Yes, indeed. All right,
I
and then
smell
so we're
bitch on
getting ammunition for the cannons and ballista. So how much is that?
Usually it costs about a couple hundred gold pieces. I will say, just type out what it is, everything you guys need, and I will message that back as to what the final cost will be.
Okay.
That way we don't spend like a whole hour doing shopping.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Gotcha.
because you know what supplies you guys need. It's just that
Yeah, the only
very
offshoot
limited time
was-
for game today, unfortunately.
The only offshoot I had was just making sure Roloi had his option to get any spells if he needed.
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna get food supplies and then
I could.
healer's kit. I'm just gonna add that to here.
Still need some ink and
paper, I believe.
Didn't you buy a whole bunch of paper?
I think you bought a whole bunch.
It takes a lot of ink to copy down spells.
Ah.
Well,
I've still got water breathing and haste that I need to copy down. Only had enough for 2.
Haste is a good one.
Mm-hmm.
it is a very good one.
Very thematic. For me.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm putting it in the show channel chat right now, just as a quick note down of our grocery list.
Okay.
I don't think there's anything else.
Okay.
Do you need any
Kinda-
tinkerer's stuff or like cotton, or are you okay?
Oh no. The way that works, it's I have my vials. I got like 50 of them from
Okay.
Wenry. I've only used at least 4 or 5 of them already,
Okay.
so I'm
Alright.
good.
All supplied?
I think so. Food supplies, healer's kit, ammunition for cannons and ballista, 2 greater healing potions for minor healing potions, or regular healing potions. And I think that's it.
Okay.
If we want to include Roloi, we're gonna stop
Yeah.
over and
Oh
try
yes,
to find
ink. Let's add
ink
that
and
to the-
paper. Ink and
'cause
paper.
Special
Hey.
ink.
I mean,
Magic
that's... Let's see.
Right, your special silvery ink on your special black pages.
That needs to be special order.
Yeah, it has to be
Because
special
I'm
ink.
edgy.
Let's see that.
I'm sorry, an edgy Roloi.
I mean,
I've got all
That would
kinds of
be-
edges. Look, here's
Alright.
one.
Here's one. Here's another one.
So you get 10 pages of paper for a single gold piece, by the way, because they're sold in a bundle. And it costs 10 gold pieces for a bottle of ink.
Okay.
So how much do you need and how much are you willing to spend?
Let me see here. Let me see. Class features. Spell casting. Learning. Spellbook. For each level of the spell, the process takes 2 hours and costs 50 GP.
So
Cost
that'll be
represents
fun.
material components I expend I experiment with the spell to master it, so that the fine inks I need to record it. This is a wizard-specific thing.
so let's just say that you basically subtract that, like whatever you buy from from the cost, the overall cost, because the cost is magical ink and pages and stuff like that.
Yes.
So it would
And then the
probably
rest
cost...
is for spending extra materials and stuff to experiment.
Yeah, wizards, so much fun.
Yeah.
So I think in total, to copy the rest of these spells from this spell book that we found on the island, I need combined total. Copying a spell into the book. Lost in place.
Do any of the spells require material components?
I don't believe so. It's water breathing and haste. So it's going to be like 300 gold, I think. Copy all this stuff.
Okay. The process of experimentation will probably be done during your downtime at camp or on the ship, depending on how you want to do it. Woo. But yeah. Alrighty.
Go ahead
So-
and erase this document now, because I have copied all the spells over.
Yay!
Alrighty. Anything else before moving into further into Yimnin?
I think we all have adventures kits and stuff. Anyway, from our default.
Do I? Hold on. I have the regular, just a regular kit.
Okay.
I could actually do their fucking snare trap. I thought I didn't have rope, but I did. Damn.
Okay, I think we're good other than that.
Alright. As the lot of you begin to make your way further into Yimnin and begin your first night's rest, finally calming down from what had been days of battle and stress, your bodies finally begin to relax into the night as all of you begin to rest. Winry,
Yes.
as
What's up?
you fall into deep sleep and you begin to enter a mindset. You begin to hear that voice once more as it reaches out
yes.
to you. You promised me a new desire, a new name. Who do we hunt next?
Well, I understand there's an overarching goal, but I hope you don't mind me asking you a couple questions.
As
First-
you say that, almost as if you open your eyes and you see what is this massive mirror reflection. As your head moves, the head moves with you. Except as what you're looking at is the witch form that makes you. That visage when you activate the Cling Hex.
Gosh, is that what I look like?
That blazing red hair, the shining yellow eyes, that massive armored piece that runs up the arm.
Huh. Well, I take it you're the, what do I call this thing? Because I don't imagine Wenry would really know exactly what this thing is. She just understands it's a very powerful blade.
You understand there is something sentient. There is an actual essence of a mind that clings to the blade.
Well, I suppose my first question is, what do I call you?
You may refer to me as you've always referred to me as the Klinghex.
Alright, that answers that. Why is it you insist that I find a target? I want to understand your magic a little better.
It is not me that wants those targets. It's you. It will always be you. Your desires, your obsessions, your needs. I am merely here to fulfill them. That is my goal.
Alright, so you're fulfilling these wants, needs, desires. May I ask what the cost would be?
Make a persuasion check.
Persuasion? That is a nice 18.
Okay. I believe the cost is already known.
Well, that's a little vague.
Eventually, you will constantly hunt for a new obsession, a desire, goals. There is no end. Only a life filled with battle, bloodshed, and desire.
And I remember that you really didn't like it when I had to walk away from that one time. Was that simply because I didn't want to walk away, or you didn't want me to walk away?
It is all you. It will always be you. Deep down, you knew you wanted to kill her. Deep down, if you walked away, it was betrayal to your very essence. You wear what you are on your sleeve. I am merely an extension of that.
Winry will look down at the armored arm just like, yeah, that seems like a very literal presentation of yourself. Alright. So we've got those questions out of the way. I suppose I got one last important one. How did you get to be in Mumgrair's treasure?
The former host, in their moments of death, entrusted it to an individual to hide away. Lock and key, and thrown into the salty waters of the dead man's sky. Another treasure to a hoard, long forgotten by a dragon long since passed.
Well, I suppose I was wrong. There is one more question. I'm guessing what's written inside the bangle here? Winry will tap at her wrist. It's something to do with the last bearer. I'm afraid I haven't been able to read it, but...
There were a number before you. Should you ever want to seek them out, you need call their name.
I will consider that. And I also will consider our next target, but I don't know who yet. Will you have the patience to wait on me to find someone?
I will give you a night to dwell on.
I suppose that's better than nothing. Alright. Then I suppose we are done for now, and I will speak with you again later.
As you see as the reflection slowly cracks away, and then like shards of a mirror just falling, you see multiple different faces just for an instant before it all falls away, and you waken in the morning. Roll it.
That's me.
As you dream, you feel something pulling in your chest. As the night goes on, you feel another pull, almost as if somebody's slamming on your chest.
Is it enough to wake me up?
You want to wake up. As you feel it again, another slam on your chest. As you hear the faint burning around you. Something is wrong. As you hear your name being called over and over again. Except it's muffled and your ears are full of cotton. As
Get out of there. I only just met you.
you suddenly feel a sharp pain on your cheek.
Yeah.
Before your eyes split open and you are surrounded in fire and decimation. As you see an entire world is coming to an end. As you look into the eyes of your sister. Good, you're awake.
Huh? What?
We need to get out of
What?
here now. As she lifts you up.
Where
First.
are we? Where are we?
And she looks at you confusingly. What year is it? Brother,
You're
what year
asking-
is it?
You're asking me?
Yes!
Is there anything around that would help me determine that?
You know the knowledge that it is the calendar year, currently, as far as you know, is 856 of Earthsea Harmel.
856.
You pulled the wrong one. Okay.
What?
I'm going to explain this as carefully as I possibly can. Listen to me, brother, and listen well.
Okay.
We are trapped. And if you cannot help us, everything we know will die.
Wait, we... Where are Mom and Dad? Tell me they're
None.
alright.
I don't know. I mean, we... As she turns and looks, as you see the entirety of your crew is dead.
No.
You've been hopping from place to place in hopes that you might be able to stop this. And I'm really sorry, as she grabs your neck and throws you into the ground. I'm going to have to send you back.
What are you doing? What happened to them? How do they die?
Spoilers. As you feel the air beginning to leave your body, you black out. As you feel your mind drifting ever onward, suddenly another pull, a pounding on your chest. Before your eyes shoot open and you sit straight up. And you're back right with the rest of the camp. Everybody sleeping soundly into the night.
Reloy just sort of sits and stares. Is this like a communal bedding area, or does everybody have their own room?
It's like an open camp.
Okay. And Reloy will look over all of his companions, and the brief glimpse of everybody dead on the ground will flood his vision. He'll look down at the shard of Dunamancy and clutch it close to his chest. No. That is not how you die.
You have very uneasy sleep for the rest of the night. Hope that you never see such a vision again. Something tells you your research into messing with time and magic. They have results. Holly.
Yes.
As you begin to dream and your mind drifts off, being home for the first time in a long time hits a bit different as you remember through those dreams and the memories that enter as many would refer to as a very tough childhood. You were born with a purpose already placed upon you. You remember the visions of looking out on that open beach, many dead bodies, and the faint vision of the black well just ever in the mist, and the ocean squall before it would leave. You see as your mother, Helen, stands next to you. Harley, we do have a duty here. One that you must constantly remember. Failure to do so leaves souls wayward and come back to haunt these lands.
Yes, Mama, I know. I'll be sure to always follow the duties and the rights that you've set before me.
You say you know. And yet, as the face turns towards you, you can see half of it rotted away, the skull peering beyond the skin. You fail nonetheless.
I did not fail. I completed the ritual. Hastily, but I completed it.
You can complete a ritual, but yet it is conviction that defines us. You see as the face
sorry.
gets ever closer. You are incomplete, my child.
I will work harder.
There will be a day when what you think is enough is not, and people will die.
Holly stands frozen.
As you feel almost these cold fingers wrap behind your neck and pulls you in close. What you believe is duty is a fantasy. Dedication. That is reality. It is more than just ritual, it is more than just words, it is more than just prayers, my child. It is everything you must do to assure the balance. I hope this face haunts you as a reminder of what you are capable of and what you are not. You are incomplete. I recommend looking deep within yourself to find this peace. For
I will.
the head pulls back. You are wise to seek out your mother.
I didn't mean to be so hasty. And I won't do it again. I will meditate, I promise. And I will give Mother your regards.
See, almost as if the hand moves from the back of your neck to under your jaw as it squeezes just a bit. Do not apologize. It is wasted. There is do and do not. Nothing in between. If you have
Yes, ma'am.
nothing to apologize for, you will never need to apologize.
Yes, ma'am.
Or the hand lets go and you feel your body drop through the sand. As you return back into the dream and the lightness of it all. This horrid memory of failure, sadness, a haunting. And realization. It's not over. There's more work to be done. As you slowly wake up, you feel it in your heart, this strange fluttering. With that, the day begins.
It was
A
our
lot
rest of our
you-
companions' turns this time. Get ready.
Yep. And with that, the new day begins as the lot of you begin the efforts of packing up camp and preparing your moves closer to the northern end of Yimnin as you travel through these thick forests that make up a majority of the country. You see what are left behind waymarker stones as well as intricate statues that have been placed to assure spirits that linger within this nation are given the proper respect and letting them act as guardians to fellow travelers within this nation. As such, you make your way into the entrance of this massive forest, and within it, a town, where you see the many strange creatures that make their way through here. Between Fae, those of the human realm, those beyond the shadows, and even beyond. And here there is peace. Welcome to the Forest of Spiritsu. And with that, we're gonna go ahead and take a break.
There it is. See? Patience, Ray.
Alrighty.
The dream sequence seemed like a good break time.
Oh yeah. Just needed to get you guys here. Anyways, we're gonna be right back. We're gonna take a quick break, and then we'll see what continues on as we interact with Holly's mother.
Woo.
Yay!
Alrighty. All right, break time. Welcome back, everyone. It is me, your best friend, Deborah. Here to let you know, my improvement is dramatic. It's only been an hour, but I took 5 steps out of my lair today. That's way more than enough.
Congratulations.
Proud of him.
I can't wait to find out what more adventures await me. Oh, God. I'm going to come back for like a sponsor read. There will be actual character progression.
I gotta tell
gosh.
you tell going to these deep RP moments with Roloi and Holly, but all I see is the sad face of a dragon covering your face.
Yeah.
It's just killing me.
Oh yeah, I was trying not to giggle during parts of that.
Yeah.
Listen, it's fine. It's fine. Nobody
It's
like our podcast version is going to be great.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Kendra, thank you for buying this.
Of course.
I do have lore / spoilers about that actual tubby dragon.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Like, I actually know why it's tubby.
A story for later. Oh yeah,
Yes.
The whole thing with Gracklestug is amazing.
It's its whole thing. Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah. I really recommend playing Out of the Abyss when you can.
Yeah.
All right.
Look it up.
So,
Unless you're going to play it, then don't look it up, because spoilers.
alrighty, and with that, let us go and start traveling to the lands. As the lot of you awaken to a new day as you enter within the Forest of Spiritsu, as you stare into this small little hustle-bustle of a town. And as you enter, it is this wild little experience of watching not just only multicultural effort, but also a multidimensional effort. As this forest is nearly connected by what are known as the Pools of Uai, which are small, reflected entrances into other planes of existence. It is often recommended not to go there, lest you end up falling into the wrong pool and not making your way back.
So don't go without a guide.
Yep. As you enter, you see what is a very humble village, massive. Most buildings here are about only 2 stories high. And further towards the back, you see what is this massive temple with what looks like to be several ravens kind of just hanging out over this, what could be referred to almost looking like a torii gate. It's blood red, and you can see very few people come here, obviously to give remembrance and hope for a ease of passing for those who die in their moments. It is very somber, but almost nice, understanding that this is equally a celebration of life as much as it was about them passing away, either because it is their time or simply because it was a bit too early. As a lot of you begin to make your way throughout the town and you begin to smell the smells of various foods and stalls and what looks like to be a massive house where they serve boiled noodles and flavored broth along with it. This place is, well, humble and quiet. There is a bustle to it that one can recognize due to its connection to the other worlds. And Holly, welcome home.
Holly takes like a big breath and then is like, noodles.
Yes, I've been wanting to try the noodles.
You want to go over and have a bite?
Absolutely.
And
Yes, me too. Me too. Me too.
She looks at Murad and she goes, sometimes they serve octopus tentacles in those noodles.
Huh. Nice.
I don't think he has a problem with that.
I have no problem with any type of
I thought-
eating creatures.
Well, he
I thought
might
you might be
not
excited by it.
roll
Oh
it.
yeah, like I'm excited to learn new recipes. I'm gonna be definitely enjoying the flavors. See if I can pick up a few ideas for our own ship. Try to bring a piece of your home along with us, if that's okay.
That would be nice. Let's go eat.
Yeah.
All right. As you
You
make
appreciate
it
a good
into-
nude.
Clip that. Clip that.
Banana, whatever.
Hit the button, Aaron!
Banana, whatever. All right.
Aaron,
shit.
your microphone seems to have fallen off its clip there.
You can still hear him. Though.
Yeah,
God.
Well,
But did he,
I have
did he
I
even
have
hit the
two
button?
microphones.
I see.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, I have one that we use for recording my audio, and that goes into the YouTube video.
Now,
the one that's
Ahsoka.
here, this is for you guys, and also a secondary backup just in case.
Good
backups
catch.
on backups on backups.
Yep.
Now, the speed.
Alrighty, got that fixed away. As you guys make it into this wonderful little ramen house, you enter and you see these long tables that make up the seating here. As you would notice in the back kitchen with what looks like to be this, I would say, extremely skilled fire genasi individual with a interest in serving these dishes. But you could also notice, and this is the really weird part about this house, is that there are no people who actually serve the dishes. But what looks like to be these little ragdoll golems that are about the size up to your guys' knees and waists that are literally just holding these giant plates and then pushing them onto the table and then serving them out. In a past life, these would be regarded as throws, which are like golem plushies.
Gollum
That is
throw
adorable.
Yeah.
That is very adorable.
Yeah, you can see there's quite a variety of them. They are just magical little golems made of fabric and cotton and given life.
What have you done to her?
Reoccurred.
Not actually cotton, Reloy.
I'm still here.
Yeah. As your orders are taken, and there is the rather efficient movements within the kitchen before a large plate is served to all of you as you order each your own bowls of ramen, as well as some side servings of small fried chicken pieces.
Yes.
Mac and cheese with the chicken strips.
Dude, Holly is putting away noodles like you've never seen any. A speed.
Okay, question. Are these served with chopsticks?
Yes.
Henry is going to have some trouble. She's
Make a
never used
dexterity
chopsticks
check.
before.
Same with Cotton. She can't grip things.
Oh my
Hold
goodness.
on.
Okay.
Hold
Oh.
on. Let's just.
Dexterity.
Okay, I got string here. It's okay. Like Mira just starts
dexterity.
making them both like just like a little helper like chopstick thing.
I'm sorry, dexterity check.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anybody got a fork?
That's a solid 9 for Henry.
Oh,
It's not a difficult thing. There is a process to learning it as you get a quick instructional lesson by Holly about how to actually hold the chopsticks in this house.
Amira creates like a little knotted, like thing
There's
to
a learning
help.
curve with the regular hand, and then you've got a ginormous paw of claws. Expert
Here you-
level.
Here you go. There you go.
Given that some of the people here are giants, would they have larger pairs of chopsticks?
Oh, yes.
Possibly.
No, definitely.
Okay. It's
Yeah,
just
like-
the issue is that the fingers bend to a certain point, and then it's claw.
Yeah.
That's fair.
That's the problem. Like, from your first knuckle to the second, and then it's claw. So it's like trying to grip it in, like, that first knuckle.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, not easy. Not easy.
Yeah, Mira
Holly
quickly
looks
tries
at
to
you, Cotton,
correct something.
and picks up her bowl and tips it toward her mouth like you can pick up your bowl. Pick up your
Yeah.
bowl.
Oh, okay. She doesn't know the etiquette here. She's never been.
Yeah, that's why she's showing her. She's like, pick up
Oh my
your
god,
bowl.
they're pulling the Beauty and the Beast scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw this.
Holly, I have to ask, how many bowls of ramen do you put away?
At least 2 full-size bowls of ramen.
Okay.
Wenry just struggles through one.
I mean, 1 for you is like 2 or 3 for Holly. I'm assuming. It's like, you ever seen a
I'm
very small with a giant bowl?
I'm little.
Do we need a booster seat for you? While we're sitting at this booth.
Wenry will give you a sour look. She's sitting on her knees.
That's horrid.
That's racist.
You can't just say shit like that.
Look, I'm being serious. It's better to actually get the help that you need as opposed to just being stubborn about it and then just not being able to reach the bowl.
She's been able to reach the bowl this entire time we've all eaten together. What would be different here? Can
I mean,
you
like,
reach
are
the
her
food
knees
from up there?
uncomfortable? I mean, I'm doing just fine, but I'm asking if her knees are comfortable.
I'm fine, Captain.
Oh, okay.
You mind your bowl, I'll mind mine.
Okay. Nom. He's like,
Foot
he was
mouth,
genuinely
dear.
asking
Yeah.
a question, but everyone's like, he's like, okay. Like,
Now that's racist.
God, just leave
He's
them with
being
like,
a real
foot
dick
and mouth.
today.
Just foot and mouth right now. Just do it.
Alright.
I was just asking her a question.
It's not how you talk to them like that.
Alright.
That's not how you talk to those people.
Wenry
No, that's
is
racist.
Wenry is giving Broly a
It's
look.
not a race. Oh, wait, it is actually.
As it's gonna cost about 10 gold pieces for the entirety of your guys' meals. The tables are cleared as you get up and feel ever so full from your guys' meals, and you re-enter into the town. This is an amazing place so far.
I don't know how you left this place, Holly.
I didn't necessarily want to, but I had to. But I did miss the food. She is giving a big pat to her belly.
I can agree. I can absolutely agree.
That armor's holding in a lot.
It's holding in so much.
That armor is doing
it's-
overtime.
Yeah, it's holding in more than we think, really.
She probably had to loosen the laces a little bit on the side.
Oh, yeah.
You ever try wearing a corset after eating a full meal? No, thank you.
It is not comfy.
Oh. Alright, so, as you re-enter into the town after a hearty meal, what do you guys do next?
Well, it's Holly's home. I understand we're supposed to go speak to your mother in hopes that we might get help, but is there anything else you want to do while you're here?
Well, we can have a look around if there's anything that you all are interested in. I do want to go and speak to my mother. She'll probably be annoyed that I ate first before going to see her, but that's par for the course.
Well, you know,
So
I
do you
have
want to go
Strange, to say
ask?
the least.
yeah, I'm not sure. Do we have anything that we can see along the way?
I mean, there's plenty of things that you guys see. I mean, there's everyday traders that, like, I mean, this is probably one of those rare occasions where you might be able to trade for something that isn't from this realm.
Ooh. Wyndiya will probably go over to whatever trinket stand she comes across, and if she finds something neat, especially something dragon themed, she's gonna want it.
Ooh. Alright.
There's probably a fair amount of dragon themed stuff
In
here of
Yimnin,
all places.
absolutely.
Yeah.
She's more gonna be interested in just like what different kinds of dragons are there? I really only knew about the one. I mean, I understood that there were more, but I hadn't seen any others.
Fun fact, in Heroes of the Veil, I made Aaron have to create a whole bunch of other shit with just my main character.
Yeah. Wah wah.
Alrighty. So,
Well, compared to the statues of Mumgreer that we've seen, he's kind of a stockier dragon. The dragons over here are longer.
They're noodles, aren't they?
Yeah.
Everything to me is noodles.
Wyndiya is just making the hilarious envision of a literally noodle dragon in a bowl of ramen.
Well, I have a question, Aaron. Given her dad, would she know at least a little bit about it?
Let's see. Like dragon wise?
Yeah, like at least the dragon's here, because I'm pretty sure he kind of just knows.
I would say yes. As per your passive history, you would know that your father may have told you that there's more than just the common interpretation of dragons are these massive, bulky beasts that do a lot of their hunting, and even he has acknowledged that most gem dragons prefer to take the same shape as those of metallic and chromatic origins. However, there are a couple of notable dragons that have taken the form of what are referred to as divine dragons. It's more of a cultural aspect of divine, as they are very isolated to Yimnin and Faveris. They are long and far more peaceful, but they often represent more of like the spirit of the land and seas, and they aren't like known to always be flying. They're also ones that are more grounded. Simply a behemoth dragon, for example, especially here within Yimnin, are more mountainous, and their legs are like the size of 1,000-year-old trees, and their bodies are kind of almost frog-like, and they have massive horns, but in this case, they are still a dragon, but they don't need to fly. Their entire lives revolve around keeping, the land, taken care of. Mm-hmm. As per you, Wyndiya, I wanted to get around to this. Mm-hmm. There are several kinds of little trinkets and whatnot you see with what looks like to be this rather elderly looking woman. As you take a look at some of her little wares, especially some of these rocks that kind of have different shapes and colors to them. You see some have these elemental essences. These are straight out of the elemental planes. And then there are these large shards that kind of have these shapes of what makes them from those far-off realms. They are regarded, pretty small. Probably big for you, given your size. These are not cheap, as they are pretty rare. And that puts them somewhere up in the thousands.
I do not have enough to cover that. Alright, well, I guess I'll just look and enjoy.
However, you do happen upon another little space of weird things being sold by this elderly-looking turtle individual who's just has like a bunch of these like little plastic or glass containers with these shiny little needles. And I will excuse myself for
It's
Blue's
fine,
sake here.
so long as you don't go into anything else with that.
Yeah. These are magical needles that provide certain bonuses and certain effects that you can have. There are a few uncommon ones, so they range between 2 to 300, 2 to 500 gold pieces.
Real quick, just for clarification's sake, are these like decorative needles, medicinal?
They are magical.
Okay.
As you see, as the this old turtle individual just begins to explain. Basically, you attune to the needle, and then it gives you magical properties, and it shows these wonderful, cool little tattoos as he lifts up his sleeves, and he's just got tons of tattoos under his robes.
You are yoked out.
Yeah.
Is really cool. Does it hurt to get those?
No. Actually,
Insight.
it's very painless. Yeah, make an insight.
I've gotten the roll all game. Let's see. And it's a +4.
+4.
14.
14. As you make an insight, you see as he's like doing an example of like, as he unattunes to one of them, he literally just like pulls it out almost as if it was like a single piece of string, and then as he goes back to attune to it, as he barely places it on his skin, it just sinks in and then spreads out into a new tattoo.
Okay, that's pretty darn nifty. Do you mind if I ask what some of these do?
Well, it's like a lot
I mean,
of
I see that they have a magical attunement and everything, but
yeah. As he points out, each one does something relatively different. These are known as well, they're magical tattoo needles, but mostly the one that he showed you is the Eldritch Claw tattoo, which is a pretty uncommon item, but still made as many as can. These ones basically, they basically give you, let's see, you get unarmed strikes, and you get a +1 bonuses to your unarmed strikes. Let's see.
I have a feeling that might work for you, Cotton.
Yeah. There's.
I'm covered in fur, dear, but I appreciate it.
Well, look
mean,
at him.
they're
He's
magical.
covered in scales.
Yeah. And I'm yoked.
It's true.
I'm sorry. Oh my gosh, I did not expect that.
Is it because of the dragon outfit?
Partly.
a little bit, yeah.
Okay, well, I won't be making any unarmed strikes anytime soon. Is there anything that boosts defenses or any magical spells?
You can see as he points down to some of the stands further down. You do note that there are several small stands, especially one in particular. It looks like they just finished a set. This is a leather armor of fire resistance. As you can see that it kind of has these blazing red designs that kind of make up a majority as accents on those dark brown leathers. You see that there is what looks like to be this large bluish cloak that provides extra defense. Is mainly for spellcasters and whatnot. Let's see, I believe...
Merit's looking at that fire resistance leather.
Let's see. Just a moment.
Winry's torn between the tattoos or the robe. The robe may work better for her.
Don't you have resistance to fire already?
I do, but I can stack it.
That's true.
If you take 2 resistances, it becomes an immunity.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's how this game runs it.
I can become immune to the most powerful spell in D&D, known as Fireball.
Good, because I intend to use mine more often.
I think that would be a fun idea.
Just cast it on the fire genasi.
Yeah, like they won't expect you to cast it because the ally's there, and then I'm like, like I give the thumbs up. It's like, go for it.
Fireball.
Boom.
I think that's a good idea for y'all. Yeah, like to help y'all be able to cast your spells.
I believe
more dangerous
also
fire
the
spells.
barrier tattoo also provides some defense. Just a moment.
At that point, would it be, if it's +3, would it be reflecting that damage back?
No.
Okay.
The +3 is just a +3.
So the uncommon version of the barrier tattoo is 12 plus your dexterity modifier.
Ooh.
And that's usually between like 300 to 600 gold pieces. Once you step into rare, we're talking thousands.
Yeah. I don't know if I have the money for this.
I'm just realizing I think everybody except Cotton is attuned to something, and that's funny.
I mean, like, you can attune to a tattoo. It's
no,
magical.
I just find it funny. It's just like, what do you mean attunement? What are you guys doing?
Because I can't attune to any more objects. Period. I already have 3. So if any, like, because that's why I'm completely ignoring the tattoos, because I can't attune to any more.
I mean, is there any space for more tattoos on you?
No.
I mean, I have plenty of room. I have a lot of other spaces.
I don't want to ask where that room is.
There's only
a handful of spaces.
That's for me and Cotton to know. No one else.
Let's be sealed.
Let's see. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Unfortunately, also armors of resistance due to an attunement as well.
What the frick? I can't.
Yeah.
I can't
you have
get
to pick
anything.
and choose. You got to pick and choose.
Darn.
Let's see.
I'm literally forced to have one, so technically I only have 2 attunements that I could ever have. Ever. So.
Well, if you pass the gauntlets over to Cotton, Cotton would be able to frickin' bowl down anybody.
They already have 19.
No.
You don't?
I'm at 60. What are you talking about?
Oh, nice. How much would I be losing? Because this does help me do certain things, for sure.
Well, you can test the unattune, and then attune right back to it if you have to.
There is something that is very rare in this shop.
And we can't afford it then.
Yeah.
Unless we pool everything we possibly can.
A set of dragon scale mail.
Oh,
Damn.
that would be fantastic for Holly.
Fancy.
Yeah,
Man.
like adding, having the gauntlet gives me a plus, like,
It
gives
gives
me
you
2
that
more.
+3, yeah.
Like, it gives me 2 more to
+4.
my 2 attack.
Yeah.
+4, like, to my attack. So instead of, like, a +7, I'll be a +9.
Ooh,
To
very
hit.
nice.
Like, that's why I'm wearing the gauntlets. That's why I'm, like... Because I didn't take any I took the feat for chef. I didn't buff up any of my ability scores, so I'm like, to be like, a little bit more viable, I kind of have the gauntlets to be able to hit things, even though Dimension or D&D Beyond doesn't like me actually hitting things.
No, sure don't.
So,
I told you, because you got those gauntlets, you went 3 over at me at this point.
yeah.
I'll get there. Give it time.
I'm thinking. Man, I can't believe armor. That kind of armor requires attunement.
Most armor, aside from, I believe, even magical armor. Hold on. I know that we gotta get going here quickly, but let's see. Even armor that is just like a +1 or +2, just like base, like that doesn't require attunement. That's just because it's Mastercraft. But any time that like armor has like abilities or has a magical effect to it, does require attunement.
Yeah, like if it had an ability, then sure, but this is a resistance, so I'm like, okay.
It's alright. Being resistant already and making the dex save when you get evasion as a rogue, you're gonna be fine.
I'm not gonna be able to get it to level 8.
No, you're focusing more on the warlock?
I need to be able to hold up.
Well, the hope is that we never have to deal with having fireball cast on you.
I will do my best to avoid it.
Don't cross me.
Well, listen. Last time, all that happened is you and Holly got a warm breath on your face. You guys are fine.
It's like a sauna.
Except
Albeit a little bit
painful.
pebbly. It was against those rock guys, remember?
How much is the leather and how much armor does it give?
It is
Because I do need to increase my armor anyway, but...
As far as I am aware, it doesn't give any AC bonus, but it just gives you the resistance bonus.
Okay, then it's useless to me.
Okay.
I don't care about it anymore.
Okay.
Because I need better armor, and I'm going to be replacing whatever armor I get.
And
with
there is
better
still
armor.
that tattoo of
But I have to attune to it.
Yep.
the barrier tattoo. It turns into ink and becomes a tattoo, which appears on the skin. Let's see. While you aren't wearing armor, the tattoo grants you an armor class depending on the tattoo's rarity, as shown below. You can use a shield and still gain this benefit.
While you're not wearing armor?
Yeah, so it's 12 plus
So
your
it's
dexterity.
not for me. So it's not for me.
Well, it is 12 plus your dexterity. So, like, that's as...
But it says without
that's
wearing... Oh, okay.
Yeah. It is 12 plus your dexterity, and that's uncommon. Once you step into rare, it's 15 plus your dexterity.
Okay.
So, it is
this
up to
plus
you.
9 to hit is very crucial.
Yeah.
For me right now.
Oh, while we're still looking,
so yeah.
What are the attributes of that robe?
Oh, the, let's see. Cloak of Protection.
Yeah, I just have it noted as just a robe.
It is a cloak. Cloak of Protection. +1 to AC and saving throws while you are attuned to the cloak.
Yeah. Well, that might be handy, but I don't think I have the gold for it.
It is an uncommon, so 3 to 600.
Yeah, I don't have enough.
Also,
Spent all my gold on ink.
Yeah, and I appreciate the notion, but I never really use my unarmed strike because it's just 4, whereas my claws hit harder.
Claws count as unarmed, right?
It is a whole other attack for me.
Oh.
It really should count to unarmed. Well, no, because it's a natural weapon. That's what it is.
Yep. have the long claws from being the Chimera, and then I have the claws from the Path of the Beast, and they're two different ones. So unless I get something that improves my strength specifically to bring that up, then they stay as is.
If that resistance armor actually had like a plus AC in some way, shape, or form, then I would replace it because I need, like, I can't.
You're still a little bit squishy.
Like, I'm very So.
Yeah, I don't really need anything that gives me the resistance for bludgeoning or anything like that because I just rage and I'm good. So,
yeah, absolutely.
I get that as is. So.
Well,
I mean, like, the
afraid
tattoo would still give you higher AC, so you don't get hit as much.
Nope, it would bring me up to where I'm at, wouldn't it?
Oh, okay.
I'm at 16.
Cool.
Well,
Okay.
I suppose then I'm afraid there's nothing that we can get, but we will keep this shop in mind.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. One last thing, especially since you were still looking for it, Winry.
Mm-hmm.
There is what looks like to be a vial that gives off a certain eminence of magic within the shops. It is known as a Bloodwell vial. It gives you
Bloodwell vial?
Yep, gives you a bonus to your saving to your spell attack rolls and saving throw DC. And in addition, when you roll any hit dice recovery, you also gain 5 sorcery points. And then you can't use it again like that until the next dawn.
Oh, and that's for a sorcerer too? Oh, geez.
Yeah. It is specifically for sorcerers.
Well, Wenry will probably eye it thoughtfully and then... Question, shopkeep. How much for this?
I'd say somewhere around 400 gold pieces.
Ugh, I am afraid that's out of my budget. As nice as it is. Wenry will give it a sad look and just like, maybe someday later.
One day when the money is there. Alright. Well, as far as magical items from different worlds and dimensions go, that's pretty much all that's happening out in these open streets and barkers and traders. But that's about it.
Well, shoot, I was hoping to find something. Oh well, maybe next time.
Alright.
I suppose we should go onward?
Indeed.
Okay.
All right.
Holly, as you lead the way towards that massive temple. See? As you cross the threshold of that giant gate, you suddenly feel the weight. Especially you, Holly, as you are familiar with this place, your home. As the scene shifts from that very bright town that you come from into something a bit more somber and a bit more dangerous here. As people go to the shrine areas to give their offerings and hopes that their prayers reach to those who have passed. As you enter within the temple, you can see what is the general practice of those who meditate in what are these wide bowls that you see almost like a slow fountain where people meditate and this red wax begins to cover them as they are unbothered by it. As you get further into the temple, you enter into a room where there's this massive red pool that is just a perfect reflection, still as ice. And there you see what is a priestess. As she looks towards all of you, and the familiar face to you, Holly, that is your mother. Stern, still soft, but you can tell the arrival of her child is a glad tiding. As she moves almost as if her body never needed to touch the ground, almost as if she levitates. But the steps are just still heard, silent, as she arrives towards the entirety of the party. As she looks towards all of you, you see the long, long black hair, the not exactly too pale, but the light pinkish hue of regular human skin does break through, and the eyes are almost like Holly's, these yellow, piercing eyes. As she leans, "Daughter, you return to us once more."
Holly leans over in a very deep bow and says, "I'm home, Mama, just for a little while."
Wyndiya, not sure what to do, will probably follow Holly's lead and take another deep bow.
Rollo will take a very steep bow, trying to go lower than the others.
Good luck.
The horns just tap the floor. Are you okay, bud?
Clonk. I'm stuck.
Oh no. Oh no.
As all of you raise your heads, you can see that there is a understanding of respect given. You seemingly have brought allies along with you on your journey.
Yes, these are my friends. I've been traveling with them for a little bit now. I was led to them.
By the hand of the Raven Queen, no less, our goddess is wise. And she looks towards all of you. It is a pleasure to meet you all. I am Elaine. I am Holly's mother. And I am High Priestess of this temple. And she goes and gives you permission to rise. You see as she looks towards all of you, still tall but very regal. So, your mission remains incomplete, and you seek guidance.
Yes, we are following a thread, and we had hoped that you may be able to share some insight. Wyndiya, the talisman that you speak of. You said it was here on Yimnin. What else can you tell my mother?
Well, from my understanding of everything, is that there is a crest that we need to get a hold of. I believe to gain access to Wyndiya. And I have been guided here that it either is in or around Yimnin, and we humbly ask for your assistance if you have any knowledge or any guidance in where to go from here.
It was wise of my daughter to bring you here, then. I do know of this sigil you speak of. She goes and she peers over that large pool. As she waves her hand, you see what is a reddish reflection of an image. It was brought here thousands of years ago by an individual said to have left it behind in the trust of our goddess. However, it is not within the forest anymore. As you see, as the water shift and change, you see the rise of an empire. The rise of Yimnin as an empire. In our history, we had given it to the old emperor who sought to, fortunately, use our blessings to prolong his life in a twisted fashion. That is when we decided to cut off the forest. The sigil, however, was our gift to them, a means to keep the peace, assure the balance. However, I am afraid that such a thing is now lost greatly to time, given a rather rough transition between powers after the old age had come to an end.
With all due respect, lost to time has such a final connotation to it.
This is true. We did recover these ancient drums of my people.
Considering that it has not been found, I suppose that is why it is so final. It could have been taken, lost to sea, lost in the depths, or hidden away so perfectly that no one would be able to find it ever again.
Well, do we have any record of what it looks like that we could take with us, perhaps?
As you see, she looks disappointingly. I'm afraid I do not. But perhaps this will assist in the notion that you might be able to find it. Fate has a strange way of pulling the right threads at the right time. As she waves her hand once again, and you see what is this massive creature as it peers down from the sky, standing atop a large mountain. There are those who know much about this land, protecting it, remembering all of its movements. Behemoth, as you see this massive behemoth of a creature stomping through forests and settling It will test you, should you seek its answers. Much deep within
This
these
is all starting to sound really familiar.
Deep within these forests, if you manage to pass his tests and overcome them, you will probably know where it is left.
Very well. Thank you. We appreciate your guidance. While I'm home, are there any duties that I need to attend to?
None of which that have already not been taken care of.
Thank you, Priestess.
Thank you, my daughter.
Mother sends her regards.
You see what is that rather very sharp look soften. Your duty is to avenge your mother. For now. May the Reverend continue to guide you.
Holly nods and plucks a feather from her armor and hands it to her.
You see as she kind of holds it and then brings it close to her heart. Just holding it there, waiting for you all to dismiss yourselves.
Holly turns and, without saying goodbye, leaves the room and leaves the temple. With hopefully you guys following.
Yeah, we're not gonna just stand there awkwardly in the silence, like, do we leave first, or...
You don't want to hang out with my weird mom?
I mean,
I actually have a question about that. You said mom and mother and everything here. I apologize, Holly. I'm not very familiar with everything. Is the Raven Queen the one you referred to as mother, and this is just your mom, or...?
No, I have two mothers.
I did not know that.
I
That
also
is an interesting
sometimes-
fact.
Yeah, I also sometimes refer to the Raven Queen as mother, as I was taught to. I have a lot of moms.
Well, if we include Cotton in that mix, yes, you do.
Huh?
Well, you've been acting as a mom to most of us.
It's kind of an instinctual thing, by accident. Sorry.
Too many moms.
Nothing to be sorry about. It just gets confusing.
Holly just sitting there like the fist under the cheek, bitches.
Actually, I'm a MILF collector. Thank you very much.
It's in the fine print of her license.
You don't say.
Can't do anything with them, but if you'd like to peruse the collection.
A
I don't know
stamp
how I
book.
feel about this.
Oh god. Right.
Because she gets wares if you have coin.
Alrighty. So, as you guys exit out of the temple as quickly as you come in, it is kind of refreshing for what is this very dark interior to a very bright exterior.
We're all blinded as we step out, like, ah!
Like,
Holly lets out like a visible like breath of relief.
You okay, Holly?
Yeah, it's a lot.
Complicated?
Everything seems so formal.
I mean, that is a temple to the Raven Queen.
It's so formal.
Yeah, but that's your mom.
She's also
That
a
is-
priestess.
The High Priestess of the Raven Queen. She's only my mother part-time.
That's unfortunate.
It's fine.
But are
Something
you
tells
fine?
me that it's not.
It's fine. I grew up that way. I'm happy with it. I have other people here that I spend my time with.
Yeah. Speaking of, as you say that, you hear large footsteps making their way in your general direction as this massive Goliath man enters your peripheral and lifts you up off the ground. Holly!
For
Look
once,
at you.
the two tallest feel short.
Look at you! You've gotten so different. You're surrounded by people.
She starts thrashing.
Yeah.
Okay, let's put her down.
It just puts you down, completely unawares of his actions. It's like, so you're going to tell me about all your friends, your adventures?
Did you have to pick me up in front of them like that?
Yes,
he did.
every time.
Okay, hi, how are you? I haven't seen you in a long time.
I know, it's been months. Aren't you going to introduce me?
Yes. This is Mark. This is Mark.
Yeah.
And she very flustered, like, motions to him.
Hi,
How
Mark.
tall is he again?
Oh, hi, Mark.
He said Goliath man, but I didn't hear hike.
Yeah. You can see.
Is that Mark with a K or Mark with a C?
With a C.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought so.
You see, almost dressed almost like Holly, except not as, like, with those bright golds. You can see he is this buff man. Absolute himbo energy. And the brightest smile on his face, given the goddess he worships.
I love it.
Good lord. You guys feel small, imagine me. I barely come up to this guy's knee.
I'm sure you're plenty tall enough for him. Mark, this is my crew. I've been sailing with them. She kind of
Mira gives a
reduces
thumbs
to
up.
like a teenager.
Mary gives a thumbs up, like, you can do it.
You can see as he's going to each one of you, he starts with Winry, as he's just like, he just has to like really like squat. And he holds out like for a fist bump, this massive fist the size of your head, Winry.
Well, Wenry's not gonna leave him hanging. She's gonna absolutely wallop his fist.
Yeah,
And then
just
break it.
boom, and then it's like this.
I like this guy.
She's tough. I like her. And then he goes over to you, Roloi. Is like, you are so pointy. I like it.
Yep. I've been told I'm very edgy.
I think pointy is more accurate. The look is, you've got points.
What is
You
a
got
point,
points.
but a very small edge?
As he just like his fingers like kind of just revolve around the points of your horns, but like not touching them. It's like, this is so fun. This is so fun.
He's made a point.
Yeah.
We're not at that stage in a relationship yet.
Pay
Don't touch
attention.
the horns.
Pay attention, Mark. There's two more. Pay attention.
Oh, yep. As like, almost as if he could get lost in a wet paper bag as he goes over to you, Mirad, as you come about level with him, actually.
Murad holds out a hand for a handshake.
And he just goes full arm, just grasps your arm and just like shakes it up and down. You can feel, if you weren't wearing those gauntlets, you probably would have just been lifted off the ground. It's just like, yes! And then he goes over to you, Cotton, and it's just like, you are the most interesting thing I've ever seen. And I live here, so
Aw, thanks.
you are so fantastical. Magical, even. I can kind of feel it off of you.
It's a complicated situation.
No, complicated or
Mira
not,
kind of like
you are
scoots
cool.
a little closer to her.
Yeah.
Like,
no matter what, you're just so cool.
Thank you. The ears are actually standing up. Like, she doesn't feel weird right now.
Yeah. Considering that this town is full of weird races from all across the realms.
She's been feeling less and less like a sore thumb out here.
Yeah. As you can see, as he kind of just spins around and goes, like, right behind Holly's like, you got some cool friends.
Cotton just looks up at Mirad, going, you okay?
Nice people make me suspicious.
Meanwhile, Winry doesn't care. She's just like, I like this guy. He's fun. Did he take all your fun, Holly?
I'm fun.
Boy, is she fun. Sure. All the things that she does. Like, that one time she wrote all of her prayers down in a single night. Scandalous.
Alright, you guys...
like, what the fuck is this?
Oh my god!
Or that one time she almost cut down an entire tree by just throwing axes at it for years.
She punches him in the shoulder as hard as she can.
Yeah, just...
And now you guys know why Holly hits so hard.
Yeah.
It is like punching a fucking brick house.
Stop it.
Can we keep him? I like this one.
No, he has his own duties.
Oh, come on.
What's wrong?
I will admit I am a bit busy, mainly because I get lost pretty often, but that's besides the point. The point is, it's nice to see that my friend is making more friends.
Is it getting lost or going on an adventure?
It's getting lost.
Yes. Yes.
Mirad's with Holly on this one.
He's 1 over 3 out of the 5.
This is my training buddy, Mark.
Best friend. Like, the bestest friends.
Okay.
I've known her since she was just a babe.
If Alexis hears you say that, she'll kill you. You know this.
True.
Who's Alexis?
My other best friend.
Best friends.
Alexis, stop listening.
They're best. They're the best friends, but we're best friends.
Yeah.
Okay.
We grew up together.
Yes. Throwing axes, punching each other, writing out all of our prayers during the late night when we're not supposed to. Fun! You know, the fun things we're allowed to do in life. I mean, there's also killing people, but that's besides the point.
You say that with such disdain, as if it is not a gift that we get to do these things, Mark.
It is a gift! It is the wonderful thing that we all get to do. I love it. I really do.
I hear a butt at the end of that, and I don't know why.
There is no butt.
There's a butt. It's his face.
There is no butt.
This is mean.
It's just
What's mean?
that...
You called him a butt face.
It's not mean. He's my friend.
See, we're friends.
He's called me worse.
That's right, she's the little
Scandalous.
Fury. There's other names that I shouldn't say.
Holly recoils from the nickname. There's a physical recoil.
I've never seen
there is
so much.
There is like one little name that we kind of just trade in between each other because it's a haha thing, you know? It's really just... because we love you. We love you.
What is the name? I would love to hear that. I mean, I understand if you want to just keep it like a thing between you two, but come on, what's the name? What's the name? Tell us.
She's getting redder and redder.
Okay, guys.
She's starting to look like Mirad.
You need the color of my hair. So,
Yep.
we just got here.
All right.
And we have other things to do, and we're probably going to leave.
Don't leave so
Already?
early. I barely get to see you anymore. Like, you're traveling the world and seeing other people, making new friends. And I've just been here.
How did you get lost if you've just been here?
Because people keep finding me.
Adventuring.
And I've had to come back simply just because I needed to fill out my reports of what my duties have fulfilled, and I just miss you. You're my friend, and you're a familiar face that I really miss.
I miss you too.
See,
it's good to see you.
It's good to see you
Stop
too.
Stop picking me up in front of people.
No.
It's rude. It's rude.
Is it rude or is it fun?
Yes. It's rude. It's rude to me.
Personal space is very important.
I know you're not gonna stop. I'm just glad to see that you're okay. I genuinely am. I really am glad to see that you're okay.
Flashbacks to the Admiral taking her out for a good couple minutes.
Right. She's like, I'm fine. We've been doing very safe, good things.
Cotton looks at you like,
safe, good things?
We've been saying relatively safe. As safe as we possibly can be.
And now she's squinting at you.
Well, I mean, we did just come back from saving Homegway, so...
Summoned a giant
Saving
monster.
a Homegway?
Yes! Let me tell you about it. So, I'm from an island called Homegway, not really on any maps, it's kind of new and all that business. But somebody else was there, and we didn't like them being there, so we ousted them.
By summoning a giant creature that lived there.
A titanosaur, to be exact.
Well,
it was big.
Very big.
Very big.
Think of a mountain
like
size, maybe a little bit bigger.
Oh, mountain big.
Mountain.
Okay. That's pretty cool. I wish I was there to see it.
It was
I'm gonna
pretty
be
cool.
honest. If you were there, we probably could have used your help.
Those people were not very happy with us awakening the mountain.
Well,
How was I supposed to call you?
I don't know.
How would you have gotten there? You can't find your way out of the village.
Fair.
Yes, thank you.
Any which way. While you are here, I'm not sure if there's been something going on around town. Small, itty bitty little problem.
Okay.
Gossip.
What is it with us and
Cotton just gives you a nudge in the side, like, easy.
what is it with us and coming back home to trouble?
It just seems to be a pattern.
Well, there's always trouble. It's just, this one takes particular kinds of skills, and usually a solid adventuring party might be of use.
And you couldn't handle it by yourself, so it must be big, not little.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
That's what I'm thinking.
It's definitely big.
What is
what?
big?
It's in the forest, so
Okay.
it's deep within the forest. It's a couple days travel, but people of the town are getting a little worried.
You still haven't said what it is.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
get that it's in the forest.
I'm getting to the point.
Let the man cook.
It's a
Let the man
tree.
cook.
A tree of some kind.
Shush, Blue. Shush, Blue. Shush.
It's it's a strange tree. White bark and purplish leaves upon it. Planted actively very, very far away, but it seems to have... Seems young as the last time we were there. It wasn't, and then suddenly it was.
Have you tried calling a druid?
We did. When the druid came back, though, they forgot why they even left to begin with.
Like they
Is-
couldn't remember anything?
Like they didn't know why they left, or what it was they were looking for.
I don't know how I feel about this. I'm already dealing with my own amnesia.
Okay. Are you asking us to go try and look at this tree, or...
We just need to be sure that it's not causing any trouble. And
I mean, causing people to not remember anything is kind of a problem.
yes. And thus is the reason why, if you guys want to take care of that, there's a
Harvey?
reward in it for you.
Okay, I have a question. Was this supposed to be your job? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, will you be helping us with this job?
Oh, of course. It's just that I can't find my
Find
way
it?
there.
Uh-huh. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, good.
Well, if it's magical, pun intended, in nature, we might, but none of us are druid. So
I'm not
a-
very good with plants.
I
Like
am,
gestures to his hair that's on fire.
I am aware. It's just apparently it was not there. Then it's there, and I just need to have us look at it, and then once we're done looking at it, we leave it.
but
And
it
if
seems
it's
like you said it's a white tree, and it's causing problems.
Mia squints his eye at him.
It
Would you
sounds like
guys mind if we help?
we could help, but I'm just trying to say we can't really promise anything. We're not. I punch things.
Yeah. I know.
I think maybe the only thing we can guarantee here is... Well, first off, we'll consider it. I don't know if we want to just go gallivanting off right now, but if we do help, that's about as much as we can do. Help. Whether or not we succeed is entirely up to whatever goes on.
I just need help with observation, and that's it.
So we're not
Look at
going
it.
to approach the tree, we're going to get close enough to see it, and that's all.
Exactly.
Okay.
I will leave it up to my friends and my captain. I don't make decisions for this group, Mark.
Well, neither do I. That's a vote on. I'm not that kind of captain.
Of course, we all vote, and we all give our input.
I have my
I just don't
concerns
want to
about.
promise.
Yeah, I have my concerns about losing any more memory than I already have. I just got some of it back. I kind of don't want to lose it. And it's usually very violent when it does, so that is my only concern. I don't mind helping otherwise.
Well, I think none of us would want to lose our memory
Uh-uh.
in general. So, we'll be very careful if we do take on this task, if we do wish to do this, but...
I mean, if you don't want to, you don't have to. I'm merely stating, if you help me, I will help you. If you feel like that this is beyond your capacity, then we'll leave it at that, and I'll figure it out.
Have you gone to this tree and lost memory yourself?
How would he know?
Make an insight check.
$13. That's lower than my passive, if it means anything to you.
It does. as far as you can tell, when he just like nods his head no. Like, no, I'm 100% functional. And he's not so dumb as to lie to you. You just know that, like, if this caused any trouble to someone you know, you probably would do something, but as far as he's aware, nothing's happened. It's just the druid forgot what they were looking for.
Okay. Well, it's up to you guys if you want to go have a look and come back. If you don't, we don't have to.
Well,
It was
yeah.
a concern, and that I don't think we're really equipped to know what to do with a weird white tree.
You have me at reward.
That too.
true. All right.
Okay,
I
we
think-
do need cash. That's true.
I think I am in the realm of I am okay with going to go check it out. Not going to get close enough to possibly cause any memory loss. I do not want to do that.
I do have this spell of protection from evil and good. That might come in handy.
True.
Yeah,
And-
it's worth a shot so long as we don't lose anybody.
We are close enough to home that we can ask for the Raven Queen's blessing and protection.
Yeah.
You know what? It couldn't hurt.
Yeah.
Mark, have you done that?
Of course I have. I never
Just
leave
thought
without
I'd
it.
ask.
Yes.
Just thought I'd ask. Well, is this something that we would do right now, or do you guys want to go and rest first before we do anything?
I think
What time of day is this already? So
You're getting into the early, or excuse me, you're getting into the early hours before dusk. So, somewhere
Yeah.
around 4 o'clock.
how far
I-
away did you say this tree was?
It's a few hours of travel.
Is the
Yeah, I
forest-
think we
camping out
are.
there.
Yeah. If the forest is too dangerous, I vote that we stay the night here in town, and then go first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tomorrow thing.
We've done enough running around in the forest blind. I don't want to do it again, to be honest.
yeah.
Fair enough.
Listen, that tree hurt, okay, Wenry?
I don't doubt it. You had a lump on the side of your head the size of a goose egg for a week.
Yep.
Alright. As a lot of you begin to prepare and rest for the night, as the day slowly comes to an end, you were given lodging within the temple as a lot of you decide to rest up, prepare for tomorrow. I'll leave it up to all of you what you intend to do or discuss amongst yourselves.
So we're all within the temple, just like in a couple spare rooms and such, correct?
Yeah.
All right.
Cotton just looks a little uneasy. Just the notion of losing memory again is a little much.
Holly goes to her specifically and puts her hands on hers as much as she can and says, you don't have to do this if you don't want to. If it's really upsetting you, I don't mean to drag you into the Raven Queen's business in such a way.
You're not dragging me into anything. You're a friend, and a friend of yours is asking for help, and who are we to say no? I mean, we did the same thing in Homeboy. Granted, we can't just bring the ship in and blow things up this time.
That's true. That was the advantage to the village being so close to the shore.
It's an uneasy feeling, but I can't just back away just because it scares me. But I can admit that I still feel it.
if it makes you feel any better, Marcus is a very capable crow father, and if he's asking for help, it's because he needs it, so it would be very appreciated. I don't want to hurt you either.
You're not hurting me. The only thing that would hurt is anything attacking us. I promise.
And even then, you're basically a furry brick wall.
Yes, but what is a furry brick wall to a tree?
A lot more mobile.
It does have a feeling of I'm not sure what I can do specifically, if that makes sense. I
We can always set it on fire.
I don't know if we want to set it on fire.
Usually the straightforward answer isn't always the answer that's required. That's the thing with these things. You know? It's never
Honestly,
that easy.
I'd rather we just didn't even approach it. Setting it on fire isn't something I don't want to do anything with it. Just look and come back. I don't want to put you guys in any danger.
We're not even sure if the tree is the real problem here. What if it's something that's protecting the tree that's causing the memory losses? What if it's just some special tree that isn't magical or anything?
Besides, you can also set everything else on fire, and then you've got a forest fire on your hands. So
That's true. Yeah.
A forest fire,
See, I'm
and
not
then
good
potentially.
with plants. I don't know
Then
this
we've
stuff
got
very
much
well.
bigger problems.
Yeah.
And probably no reward.
anyway, back to the point. I am uncomfortable. I'm just scared because I've only just gotten these memories back, and it was a very violent way too. And I'm still sorry about that, Winry. But
Oh, hey, listen.
I'm okay.
It's in the past.
I know. It's still just fresh. That's all.
Of course.
Besides, I feel like lately everything's just kind of going the way, I hate using the word fate, but it kind of feels like it sometimes.
A little bit like we're being guided along a path by someone else's design. Somebody above who is maybe telling this tale behind us all.
Like we're on a road and there's rails on it.
Who knew?
That's the funny thing about fate, though.
Yeah.
People always think it's this big, immutable thing. I don't subscribe to that type of thinking.
I don't either.
What we do subscribe, though, to is helping our friends. And if your friend's asking for help as well, that's considered a friend asking for help, and we don't say no to that.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate that more than you know.
Yes, Reloy, plus reward.
The reward is a nice kickback.
He didn't say what the reward was, and I have to wonder.
Oh, right.
I hope it isn't
Nobody
just
did.
gratitude.
If it's more
That's always
noodles,
a
I'd be
cop-out.
totally fine.
You know what? More noodles is a good reward.
That is a better reward.
Not the best reward, but definitely a good one. I like full bellies, and I like those noodles.
Free meal is a free meal.
Yeah, there are other flavors you guys didn't try.
Yeah, so why are we
That
going to
just
leave that
means-
soon?
It just means we have to go back.
See?
That's fair. I really
We'll be
appreciate
fine.
it.
Cotton gives the same hand on the shoulder, but to you now, and it's just that little heftier, like, it's gonna be fine. Just heavier, like, ugh.
Shoulder touch.
No. Besides, my charisma's a -1. How about we don't?
That's okay, mine too!
Yay!
We're just negative charismaing at each other.
Just
Finger
looks like
guns.
a train wreck the entire time.
Awkward friends, awkwarding at each other.
There.
Besides, I gotta prove a point to Mirad that your friends are actually pretty cool and not sus.
The nicer they
What?
are, the susser they are.
What does that mean?
I was nice to you.
Mark is a nice guy.
Honestly, Mark sounds really fun. I'd like
Reloy's
to hang out
nice.
with him more.
Wenry's nice. Are we all sus to you?
There's a different level of niceness happening here.
She is absolutely picking on you.
I think what you're
it is
picking
wife
up
logic.
on him. I think what you're picking up on him is his obliviousness.
Yes, that's probably it.
He's just single-minded, and that whole part of his mind is dedicated to combat. He doesn't have any space left for being bad.
Meanwhile, the camera just
Goal-oriented.
pans over to him, listening to us talk about him. Right?
He's just in his own room, just like halfway off of his bed, like barely covered by his blanket and sleeping between the floor and his bed.
I love it.
Sounds
I love
right.
this guy more and more. He's my favorite.
And he needs a bigger one, considering he's a much bigger guy.
For once, the two talls feel small.
And the smallest feels smaller.
Well, if we are going to do this, then I am going to go and seek the blessing of the goddess before we leave.
Okay, is there anything you need us to do?
No, if I'm being honest with you, I don't even know what I'm going to do.
Sounds like a
But
plan.
I'm here.
Hey, we have your back regardless of what you do.
I appreciate that.
All right.
Uh.
As you go into the temple and you find your way entering in the main shrine area, that massive red pool and the several glowing candles that give it this low light, this dimness. As you stare at the reflection of yourself, what do you say?
She takes a deep breath and kind of goes through the motions at first, lighting a candle, dripping some of the red wax on the back of her hand, rubbing her hands together nervously, and then lowers her head in prayer and says, I see when you have placed something in my path, and I appreciate the task, but to drag my friends into it, it is hard for me to ask these people to do something for me when I already know myself to be a failure. I need your help to make sure that I don't fail them as well. I can't do this by myself.
As you stare into the pool and you pray, you hear faint wing beats as they flutter as there is this moment of calmness. You're given this feeling almost as if something drapes over your shoulders. Something light. You feel yourself become strong. See through the darkness. You can repel death and light. More importantly, you feel like that there is this energy deep within your heart that gives you confidence. You hear the faint words, everyone fails at something. It's what we decide to do in the future. It's what defines our actions. As you look out and you see within that giant red pond what looks be this ever-growing shadow staring back at you. These massive wings that expand beyond just the lake, and a beautiful, ornate white mask as it looks back at you. Fail often, fail frequent, but never give up.
Yes, mistress. Holly bows her head all the way down to the floor.
You do, and you look back up. That reflection in the pool has ceased. You swear it was just a passing vision. I will say, all of you receive the Raven Queen's blessing, and you will be rolling with an extra D4 for the next 24 hours.
Ooh.
An extra D4 to what? Anything?
Anything.
Damn.
Ooh.
Every time? Not just
Also,
once?
long rest.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
So all of you gain a extra D4 as the Raven's Queen's blessing for the next 24 hours as a gift from Holly's goddess.
Hell yeah.
So long as we don't roll a 1, we have a chance.
Yep. And trust you me, a single D4 can change anything.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
Guidance is a thing. But this is to anything instead of just the ability.
All right. As you return back to your room, Holly, and as the night goes on, you re-enter, and well, you get close to re-entering before you hear the faint tapping of a door closing, almost as if waiting to see if you had just passed it.
Is it Mark?
She turns to look.
You see what is the next few rooms down, which is Mark's room, as he's just peeking out.
Just peeking out, his fingers probably poking over the door, just like, hi.
She smiles a little bit and turns to go back to him. I thought you'd be sleeping by now. Are you up at midnight writing your prayers as you should be?
I am
No, you're
trying
not.
to get sleep. I can't sleep. It's been hard to sleep recently. I feel
It's
like
been
I'm-
hard to sleep recently?
Yes. I'm a little bothered by something. It's a me thing. I don't think about it.
She takes his face in both of her hands, and it's like gigantic face and tiny
Yeah.
little hands.
Yeah. Uppies.
Yes.
Listen, there's
No
only one
uppies.
person here. There's only one person here that
no
would need that.
uppies.
And she says, you know you can tell me anything.
I know. Just that it's a bit embarrassing.
Embarrassing? You? No, I would never believe that.
I know, and that's what's weird about it, you know.
What? What is it? Just spit it out. You know, I'll stand here for hours until you tell me.
I forgot something. Just, it's a little thing, the small thing I've forgotten.
What?
I can't remember Mother's face.
You can't remember Mother's face?
No. And I've tried. And I know that's a big thing for me to think, but, like, I never forget a good face. I miss her, but for the strangest reason, I can't remember what she looks like.
Over time, these things do happen. And I don't think that that's something to be embarrassed of. But did this happen after you visited the tree?
It'd be quite embarrassing for me to admit it in front of your friends. I felt like something was taken from me.
That means
Anyway.
we have to get it back. You know?
I know. And I know you're already going into the forest from Behemoth, but I'm just... I miss her, you know? And I keep praying for it to come back, and I keep asking for the memory to come back, and I feel like I don't have the power to do it.
Holly puts her arms around his shoulders and neck as best as she can and pulls him in against her and says, I will do everything that I can to help you while I'm here. But this is nothing to be embarrassed of.
As you can see, the shoulders relax a bit, and what had been the feeling of tensity in those massive muscles, you can feel like they finally just relax without having to feel like he's alone. Holly, you know there is it's a cultural thing here. And you understand better than anyone, when you fail, it weighs on you. It weighs on you like nightmares. It weighs on you like something that hangs around your neck. This is somebody that is a consequence of that cultural aspect, not just only of Yimnin, but of the rather strict nature of being either a crowfather or being a cleric or priestess of the Raven Queen. It's just something you have to accept. And there is that notion that it can be wrong, but you don't know where to fill that void if you think it is wrong. You can tell just passively, the way your insight dictates to this individual, that he fears telling anyone about his failures. And the fact that he's willing to tell his best friend is a lot.
She kind of like pulls back from the embrace and says, you know, I have my own failures under my belt. And I understand how much pressure it can put on you when you feel that failure. But if there is a burden to be carried, at the very least, we can carry each other's burdens together. No matter how far I am from you, you are not alone. None of us are, as we are counted among the living. No living person is ever alone.
You can see that once bright smile begins to peek back through. Thank you, Ollie. It means a lot to me. As he goes and hugs you. And then he leans back. You've definitely changed.
I like to think of it as grown. It's grown, right? Like an inch.
Like an inch, but like, I mean, there's other directions an inch can be grown.
You have no idea. You have no idea.
It's gotten bigger. But they
Yeah.
got bigger. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you imagine Elaine might be a little jealous just a bit? Because she's so...
I know. I don't know.
Yeah. Alright, you back to bed. Back to bed. We'll figure this all out in the morning.
We will. Try and get some good sleep tonight, yeah?
Yes.
Oh, and Mark, my friend,
Yes.
the one that you thought was very cool looking.
Mm-hmm.
The one with the claws.
Yes.
She especially requires protection from this memory problem that this tree is having. If you think she could become a victim, or if you think that she could lose something, we need to get her out of there first.
She will be my main priority then.
Thank you, my friend.
As he slowly closes the door, and as you return back to the rest of your friends, all kind of getting ready for their slumber. You get a feeling that there is this feeling of no longer being alone. It's nice to know that there's someone that, much like you, has those feelings. Feels so much better. As the door closes and all of you prepare for your night's rest, a new day will begin. But you'll only find out about that in the next session.
There it is. Ollie. Oh.
She cares in her secret heart.
Alright. Secret heart hidden behind massive titties.
Massive.
Massive titties.
That armor's doing a lot of work.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm surprised that armor isn't crying.
It's gonna be hilarious because this is actually probably the first night where all of you had to sleep in the same room.
That's fine.
Of course,
She
getting changed.
doesn't. Yeah.
He doesn't even get changed. He just flops into bed in his robes.
Just blow. Okay.
I mean, like,
I make
Mira
so many of
isn't-
these jokes in chat.
I mean, Mira
Y'all are
isn't
gonna
even
wake
looking.
up to a big surprise.
I mean, like,
Two big
it's, like,
surprises,
nice, but,
actually.
like-
Two big surprises.
Oh god. Anyways, okay, so we're gonna do some relatively quick announcements, and then we're gonna head off. All right, so I don't have much to announce. Actually, I guess there's one major thing that we do need to announce. In the coming weeks, we're reaching to a point where by the time this episode comes out, we are already on break. So that means that by the time this episode comes out, there will probably only be about 3 episodes afterwards, all the way up until episode 12, I believe, because we're on 9 right now, or either 12 or 11. After which we'll be back into filming a couple of episodes for the end of the year, and then we'll be breaking for the holiday season, and then we'll be coming back for the new year. So we're giving you well in advance a notice that there will be about a couple of sessions left, and then there'll be a small string of nothing. And then probably 1 or 2 episodes before the winter break, and then we'll come back full force. So just wanted to let everybody know that now. But yeah. Also, over on the Patreon, we have a poll going up. We are doing polls for NPC names, to in which afterwards we will be having sketch designs for them later. But for right now, we're doing our first round, and we'll be doing more and more as the year goes on, or as the New Year's go on. So, that being said, that's all I've got going on for me. So, Blue, how you now?
I'm good. I'm just feeling the friends feels right now. That was really sweet. Hi, y'all. It's Blue, or Blue Kazanati again. Not much else going on my end. I am still trying to stream on Twitch on and off. I'm sorry, life is hectic. I can't keep a schedule, so if you really want to see my stuff, just pay attention to my Twitter, Blue Sky, and just subscribe to my Twitch channel if you want it to hang out and see what's up. Not really much else going on my end. My commissions are closed, so other than that, I'm working on stuff for D6, and that about it. I have to prepare my time. I'm gonna be hanging out with Kayla soon, and then eventually I'm gonna have, Kendra, Ray, and Aaron hanging out with me for after that, like literally within that week or something like that. So it's wild the next couple of weeks coming up. So yeah, gonna be busy. Anyway, Ray, your turn.
Yeah. I'm Ray, also known as Key Ink or Calligraphy Ink on a Twitter, Blue Sky. You can find me on Tumblr as well. I don't go there nearly as often, but that's another option for y'all. I play your Captain Fire Genasi, Murad, and let's see. I don't have any commissions on my queue list at this time. So I believe I will still have some slots open for commissions. If you are all interested, just be sure to follow any links on my socials to find more out about that. Other than that, I don't have much going on, other than doing art pieces for D6, as well as working on my own personal artwork and things. So on to you.
Hi, I'm B, and I give warm hugs. And that's about it. I am on Twitter and Blue Skies, Pastel Wolf. Just vibing. That's about it, as per usual. And on to the next.
Connor.
That's me.
That's you.
I'm Distortion Devil. People just call me Connor, though. They can find me on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube.com, Tumblr, and Blue Sky at Distortion Devil. I stream Tuesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Also, check out my DM's Guild. I release homebrew content there myself.
including, by the time you hear this, should be the Fulgurmancer's spellbook.
Hey.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
luck. A bunch of lightning spells for your ass.
Pew 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 pew.
Fair
yeah.
enough. All right, and last but definitely not least, Kendra.
Hey everybody, my name is Kendra, or you can find me on Twitter, Tumblr, and Blue Sky under Transient Day. Not much going on my end. I am watching over the Tiki-Takis, so hey, if you're inclined to go visit us over there, that's me watching over everything, but hey, leave a comment, like things, view the many funny videos we have on there. Yeah, whatever. I'm primarily doing that nowadays. I'll probably try to be doing a little bit more Winry artwork. I've got something in the works right now, but it's just in the sketching phase. But
Alrighty, sounds good. Alright, nothing else standing?
none I can think of.
We're sitting.
Okay, fair enough.
Sitting.
Please stand. Now sit on it. Alright, well then, that being said, thank you all so much for joining us and hanging out with us. We hope that you stay safe out there, and as always, see you next Sunday. Have a good night, everyone.
Bye-bye. Happy Halloween.
Don't
Bye-bye.
forget,
Happy
it's
Halloween,
me, your
everybody.
friend, Thimble Show.
Bye now.
Have a good spooky
Bye-bye.
week.
Have a good spooky week, or else I'll eat you.
Stay safe.
Goodbye.